Hey, hey, what's up, guys? We're live for Wednesday, I think, right? It's Wednesday. $40 Umbreon break. We also have Lightning. Pikachu is close. He is. And then also, we shall say, pricing up brand new slabs. All right, good. Let's hit copy. Let's jump over here. Welcome, guys. Welcome to the morning stream. Man, I was ready to hit the live button like 20 minutes ago, but I was just kind of playing around on the internet. We're going live for, let's see, Wednesday morning. Sometimes, you just got to kind of mellow out before you hit that go live button. Isn't that funny? Like listen to some music or something. It really helps. All right, let's see. Let's jump in here. Boop. All right, we got the pings in. Let's get the website pinned. It's a new day. It's Wednesday, and we're all still alive. Let's see. Hey, what's up, guys? I'm going to go ahead and pop this in here, and I'm going to pin it. Yesterday, the Psyduck rare candy went off. It was a big deal. So that went off, and somebody collected a Psyduck. Louis Laura, I think, collected a probably like $1,000 Psyduck for $40. Can you believe that? So that was pretty dramatic. And now we're running a new rare candy. It's the Umbreon. He might be very popular, so that one might end very quickly. I don't know. But so far he's got 4 people out of 17 people. That's some good timing. That's some good speed. All right, we already pinned the, yes, we already pinned the website. We already pinged the Discord. Let's turn on the iPad. All right, we're going to grab this. Let's see. Stealth hit Pokemon game sends Nintendo shares soaring. Wow, that's an interesting headline. So I guess Pokopia is really popular. That's great for the Pokemon franchise, by the way. I don't know if you guys, we don't talk about that too much, but the fact that Pokopia is doing really well, in the future, we could end up with the Pokopia card set maybe. I don't know if that would happen. But, it's very good for people who collect Pokemon cards to see that Pokemon card video games have a chance to maybe get Game of the Year or something like that. I mean, that's really important for the longevity of the collecting hobby for this particular franchise. So, you don't hear a lot about, the famous Yu-Gi-Oh game. You don't hear a lot about the famous Dragon Ball game. But when you hear about Pokemon getting record sales and you hear about Pokemon, people are saying, hey, this might be Game of the Year. When you hear that, that's a very strong sign for future value on the cards because there's a lot of people playing it, adults and kids, and that's just a really good thing to have. I want a refund. Aw, man, I didn't win. Oh, yeah, the Psyduck. Yeah, I know how it is, man. Well, the breaks are the way they are. One guy walks away with the card for a shockingly low $40, but that means everyone else missed. So in this Umbreon, 16 willing sacrifices, we'll call them, brave soldiers. 16 brave soldiers give up $40 of their precious time and labor so that one person can walk away with an Umbreon for $40. So that's how it works. It's a lot of fun. The mistake with these breaks, you don't have to think of them as a way to make money. It's a terrible way to think, actually. They're a bit of entertainment. You support the channel. Think of it like if you've ever been entertained over here for a while, if you've ever felt like I've added value to your life, just think of it as tossing me a little, like I don't even make the full 40. It's 40 minus the cost of the card, right? So what you're really donating to me might be closer to about $5. It's kind of like you made a $5 donation and a $35 chance for the Umbreon. That's the truth. And so if you ever feel like you lost a little money, just think of it as a little streamer donation to me, and especially for the guy who pulled the Umbreon, or in this case, it would have been Psyduck, right? So that's how it really works. So, by the way, we've got this beautiful thing called the binder break. We're building up the next one. Some of you guys don't know about the binder break. It's this $40 1-in-4 break. It's very popular. It's actually on round 11 right now. And it has become a way for me to start liquidating all these cards I've been sitting on. I've been sitting on so many cards for so long. So we got this lenticular Cubone. We got this Ace of Spades Ho-Oh. Here's Eevee. Here's Pecharunt. Vintage Rhyhorn, Quaxley, Carbink. This one's really new. This is actually from Ascended Heroes. So this is promo Charmander from Ascended Heroes. This is promo Horsey. Some Korean ARs, some very fresh tops. Those could grade 10, by the way. These guys right here, like a Topps Meowth, would be nice if he graded 10. It's tough to grade them 10, but those are pack fresh. Same here. Here's some nice poker cards from, it's either Leaf Green or Fire Red. I don't know which one. Machop, Magnemite, Ponyta, Sand, that's XY. Here's some Mario Poker, some more of these nice stickers, Koraidon. So you can see there's just a lot stuffed in here so far. Oh, that's nice Moltres. That's a nice Snorlax, that's a nice Tyranitar. So there's all kinds of stuff stuffed in here, and it's time to add a little more, because that's kind of how it goes. The way the binder break really works, we just kind of keep adding to it until people start jumping in there like, oh, I better get in there, because there's only 4 spots, meaning when it's full, you've missed out. So we like to fill it up until people feel like they're missing out if they don't jump in. So we got a couple junk cards here. I got a lot of these junk cards, especially in trades. So I got a lot of these junk cards to share with you guys. Just add a little thickness to the bag, right? But we got a couple of hits here. We got Moltres, Zapdos, Articuno. We got this Mimikyu. And we got this really cute Snorlax. So here are 3 cards that are going right in the front of the break. So there we go. Lenticular Cubone, Ace of Spades Ho-Oh with the little gray dot down there. Here's Eevee, Moltres, Mimikyu, Snorlax. That's great. Snorlax is a really cool one. All right, so it's a little hotter. You have to decide, is this worth my $40? I mean, if you were to pull this for 40, you'd be way up, I think. I don't know how much each individual card is worth, but this could really be adding up to a lot of value at this point. And that's how it works. So, you know, if it's $40, 1 in 4, then what you would want is for this pile to be worth at least $160. But what about when it goes over that value, when it's like $200? Well, now it's a deal. So you don't want to miss it when it's $200. All right, so there it is. The bag's getting more full. The binder break. You've all heard about it. We're still working on it. Add some vintage. There's a little bit of vintage. Whatever I add to it's kind of limited to whatever's right next to me. See, I got like these bags of cards. They're like mixed cards, abandoned cards, and so, you know, not a lot of vintage gets abandoned, is the truth. I might have like some old worn out vintage that I can pop in there. So yeah, I can get some stuff. Mister, what do you think about the PSA controversy? Hello, Gavin Stewart. Gavin, are you talking about the lenticular deoxys? Is that what you're referring to? Because, man, that one has got people talking a lot, I guess. People keep coming in here and asking me what my opinion on that one is. So I'm a little surprised at how much attention it's captured. I mean, it's a bad look for PSA. It's bad PR. You know, I think it's going to hurt PSA sales. And I think, you know, the money they're trying to save by lowballing this guy for his very valuable card, the money that they're trying to save is actually lost in bad brand recognition. You know, so you have this thing called, I learned this in business school when I was in college. You have this really special thing called positive regard for your brand. So your brand kind of occupies a space in people's memories, and they either feel good about it or they feel bad about it. First of all, you're doing well if you're in someone's brain at all, you're doing good as a brand. But you're regarded positively or negatively. And to make sales, you have to be regarded positively. So PSA has just taken a hit to that positive regard in people's memories. And it could affect how open people are to grading with tag, how open people are to grading with CGC, how open people are to buying tag and CGC. You know, because people don't want PSA, if they're behaving this way, to have sort of like a monopoly on the card grading market. So PSA is there to make money, not to lose money. And by, you know, making such a nasty deal for the lenticular guy, making such a nasty deal for him, they're trying to save $25,000 maybe. Meanwhile, they lose maybe $500,000 in positive regard. You know, think about how serious that is. Like, you're trying to save a drop of money in order to do what? Damage your brand for probably the 100,000 people that grade with PSA. There's a lot of people that grade with PSA. Who wants to hear PSA destroys this guy's, you know, crown jewel of his collection, or just some hyper rare card, and then they lowball him? They lowball him, even though there's a sales history of PSA's own PSA vault selling the card for $45,000. So it doesn't make any sense. I think that the owner of the company, if he could have overviewed that email before it got sent, he would have been like, hold up. But, you know, you got to remember, a business is actually an organism with a lot of worker bees, and this particular worker bee probably made a bad deal. But maybe she was just doing what she was told. I don't know. It was just not great for PSA, though, ultimately. I think of how many people have come in here going like, what do you think about it? Was because everyone's shocked by how bad it is. Let's see. Hope everyone's having a good Wednesday. People recognize it as something that can happen to anyone. People will be trash talking about that for a while. Damn, my bro, my break is over. Hey, Mister was wondering if my Fujibunko 2 went through last night. Yes, somebody opened up some Fujibunko 2 and some Fujibunko 1. That's why I remember. And it was Mr. Jaded, right? Are you Jaded, Danny JV? Yeah, we opened up some Fujibunko 2 last night. And it was in the stream, so you should be able to look it back up. Let's see. Did PSA resolve it? Yeah, actually, I don't know what the story's moving on to yet. All right, your items have been shipped to you from the PSA vault. Good. Let's close all these. Payout incoming. Good. Let's see. I got food from Walmart. Good. What's this? Mickey Mouse bubblegum. Look, I'm freewheeling. What did this guy say? Let's see. I'm going to tell this guy to send a refund. Man, that is happening so much, dude. There's so many people where you find a good deal, and then they tell you, oh, actually, you bought this? Why? Now I magically don't have it. Damn, dude. That's happening so much. I bought some bubblegum Mickey Mouse, and they're claiming they don't have it anymore. Jesus. Cubone Expedition Tag 10. Ooh, let's see. Tag 10. Oh, are you saying I've got one of those? Tag 10 Expedition Cubone. Yes, I'd like to sell that one. Are you interested in it, Mr. Jaded? I got to consider the price on it, though, okay? Let's see. Where am I going to run into this? You know, I think he'd be one of those cards that would be a... Ooh, look at that. Black Label Kurumi. I think he'd be one of those cards that would make a great... Man, I got to clean this area up, dude. So if I'm looking under the table, we got a problem here where there's too much in one place. First of all, what the hell is this? Oh, wow. These are abandoned slabs that I never finished testing. What? I got all these abandoned slabs that never got finished testing. So here's a bunch of slabs that we're probably going to have for sale in a second. Oh, this one's just straight up abandoned. This one's over 2 years old. All right. Let me throw this away because we don't need this covering anymore for it. And place this here. All right, now let me throw this box out. We don't need this whole giant box under the table. I should have done that a long time ago. All right, so that's been cleared up. Now, what the heck is all this? These are coins? Okay, that's great, but they should go with the coins. All right, and in this box is the slabs that should be cracked out of their holder and fixed box. It's all the way full. Meaning we are saving up all these slabs to test, but I'm not actually cracking them out and testing them. Damn, I got a lot of these. You know, actually, I have a whole shelf on my... I have like a cart that I use to store slabs on. Why won't this move? I have like this cart, and the cart has a whole shelf of slabs waiting to be cracked and regraded. So it looks like over time, I just gather a ton of slabs that I want to test, and I never test them. And that's what this is. So let's get that out of there. Also, maybe I should grab a new box for that, but maybe not right now. So those slabs are out of the way. Great. Now here are my cracking tools that were next to that box. These should get a permanent home somewhere. How about over here? I don't know. Now, we have the rare, expensive slabs. Ooh, what's this? Oh, I see what it is. All right, so here we have the rare, expensive slabs. I seem to be keeping them in 2 boxes. Really, I ought to keep them in 1 box. But I ought to keep them standing up like the consignment slabs, so I can find things faster. Like, look, these aren't even for sale. Why would those even be in there? I must have put those in there a long time ago, saying, "Ooh, we should sell these Charizards." Let's see. Boy, was I smart to grab those Charizards or what, man? Same with this. Oh, look, it says flattened corners regrade. Look at these guys. Beautiful. All right. Let's grab this whole box out from under here now. So it looks like I had some cards. Oh, wow. That's right. This was for sale. I forgot about this. That Dragonite's really for sale for 19K, but nobody really offered on it. I'm actually going to put it away again. So I'm going to put this back up here. I don't think... That card might be a little too rich for the average audience's blood. I think that's the kind of card you need to post it on Instagram and say, hey, this is for sale. And then some rich guy or some guy with daddy's money, he comes out and he buys it. All right, so let's try this again. Now we're stuffing all the expensive, pricey slabs standing upright in our little slab box here, just like the consignment. Good. Nice and organized. Organized. Very good. All right, that's way better. Cool, man. It was $500. I was waiting for a March price. Look at these. Aren't these beautiful? Let me go put these away somewhere. And, okay, so if we didn't find it in that box, then it's definitely in this box. Oh, look, another Snorlax. Crazy. A lot of poker cards in there. I think I bought another Tyranitar staff card. I'm absolutely in love with those cards. Huh. I don't know where he went. I don't know where he is. Expedition, he's not here. The Expedition Cubone's not here. The one you're asking about? He's supposed to be here, but I don't see him. All right. I just checked all the rare slabs, so I must have placed them somewhere. So I have to find him first. I have to find him before I can sell him to you, okay? I apologize for that, but I don't know where he went. I was reaching around for him. All right, let's see what's next. We have a Pat Gibbs order. He says, I sent some consignment slabs and vintage X-Men to grade. It's supposed to arrive on Saturday. All right, sounds good. Pat Gibbs. So we've been doing consignment for a little while. This is a consignment break. It's up to 4 out of 10. It's $30. I mean, this is legit a very expensive vintage common Jigglypuff, but it actually comes out of a really rare item called the Squirtle deck. Squirtle decks are mega expensive, and I think it's just a great price, and it's probably going to finish up. And if it only had 2 people in it, I would cancel it and buy it myself, because I looked at it and I'm like, why didn't I just buy this? All right, let's see what this is. All right. We can go ahead and delete this. And we can delete this. We're going into another queue. He doesn't have it all of a sudden. I was looking in the rare... Well, he probably mentioned it, and I probably pulled it up on the table and showed it off. And then I probably set it down somewhere. Let's see, where would I have set it? That's very common for that to happen. It's not, I'm not hiding it. He's supposed to be sold. I just... I gotta find him first now, because I can't sell him if he's not, like, physically there. Here it is. I must have showed him off. Okay, so we did this for Mr. Anthony. Here's the Whatnot. Whatnot, we've updated our user agreements. I must have tried to make a Whatnot account at some point. Here's Danny Vachitavong. 1 whole box of Fujibunko Volume 2. Danny Vachitavong. All right, so if we open that up for you, Danny, which I think we did, we should have your bag right here. Mr. Danny, are you watching? Mr. Danny. Danny, here are your pulls, it appears. Yes, sir. We got your box of Fujibunko done right at the end of the stream yesterday. So here they are. You pull some lovely cards. You don't get the good box topper. Don't forget that the Waifu Shuffle, the really expensive Waifu Shuffle, is a box topper. Oh, wait, not in Fuji, but in... It's actually in Sneaker Bunko Volume 2, isn't it? All right, that's the Sneaker Bunko 2 box topper. Forgive me. All right, I was mixing it up. Very nice. All right. What else? We've got... Clicking out of here. Notification of payment received. What? Let's jump over here. We're checking the website. Achilles Garza was the last one to place an order. And now we have an order from Achilles Garza. All right, so the queue's empty so far is what it looks like. No orders at all. We're 20 minutes in. Well, guys, let me take a second, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to go in and reprice one item on the menu. We're supposed to do that every day, right? So it looks like we left off at Nihil Zero. We're supposed to check Nihil Zero. Let's see what's going on with Nihil Zero. Let's see, booster box. Let's make sure we're not overpriced. Like maybe the price should be 3.5 instead of 4. We do one item per day, one reprice per day, even if no one's buying it. Oh, wow. Well, I think the Japanese are calling it Municus Zero. Municus Zero. All right, it seems like it's hard to get a case of it, actually. All right, here's a solid source for it. Let's get a price going. Hey, the calculator open. My computer keeps getting reset. I want the middle. He doesn't have it all of a sudden. I stole Cubone. It's in my pocket. How much for the Umbreon? The Umbreon, thanks for asking. He's a break. He's a $40 break. Jump on in. Wow, that took like 7 hours for it to open the calculator. Why is my computer so slow? All right, so here we go. Divided by 12, divided by 30. Yeah, it says right here we can do $3.50 for Nihil Zero. Nihil Zero coming down in price. How do you guys like that? Getting cheaper. That's very common for something like that to go down a little bit. So it's going to be $3.50 per pack, $105 per box. I'm going to jump into the website and lower the price over there as well. That's always nice, isn't it, when the price goes down instead of up? I was kind of expecting that. Very common. Let's see, here it is. It's one of those multi-edit ones. Blah. All right, let's go ahead and we're going to hit variations. And now we're going to say edit the one pack. It's going to say $3.50. And we're going to edit the whole box to say 105. All right, we're going to hit save changes. There we have it. There we go. So that is updated. All right, lovely. I got $20 on the Dragonite with you, Mr. Russ. Why is my laptop so slow? 40 tabs open. Let's restart. Last restarted 67 days ago. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 tabs open to run this live stream. Isn't that funny? And most of them are necessary. I think the last couple could probably be closed. Like, yeah, this one could be closed. That's ChatGPT. I actually do leave that one open. Here's the rules list. I leave that open. Yeah, so most of these are required. All right. All right, guys. If you want the action, send in an order for some booster packs or some breaks. Or you might just be waiting for me to price up some slabs like this one. Ooh. Oh, by the way, I can see we have 14 likes. Let's smash that like button. We do have a free slab, so we'll activate the giveaway slab when we get enough likes, okay? We got to have enough, about 50%. That's what we look for, about 50% of the viewers for likes. So look at this Tyranitar, Awakened Psychic King. Is that right? Pretty cool. Let's see. Oh. What are you drinking on today? Just lemon water. You are? I bought some of that. Lipton like green tea or whatever. I'm gonna probably drink some of that later. Ooh. I really like Tyranitar, and I think that this was really cheap. So I bought it just because of the price being so low. Here it is. But you know, it's from 2016. That makes it officially 10 years old. So it's not young. There we go. Oh, by the way, I watched the Walking Dead spinoff where it's Maggie and Negan. Why does it seem a lot like they're trying to make a love story between Negan and Maggie? Like they haven't yet, but it suspiciously feels like that's what they're going for. Tyranitar 043. Let's see. Oh, that's the same number as the Pokemon Go Dragonite. Or Tyranitar, not Dragonite. So cheapest buy it now on this is now 154, which is still pretty kind of low, I guess. Do you guys think that's low? I don't think that's too low. I think that's a little bit expensive. Are we sure that's how we pronounce Negan? Is it Negan? Negan? All right, let's see. Oh, I might have bought that Cubone the other night. Let me show you. I might have bought this. I couldn't help myself. The Reverse Hollow Expedition Cubone is only pop 12. And it's just sort of like, well, there goes all my money. So I guess that's my latest big purchase. I thought it was like Megan. Negan? Isn't it Negan? I can't remember. Somebody correct me. I'm pretty sure it's Negan. Hey, Mr. Russ, ready for productive day to finish the week. Hey, what's up, man? So we're going to type in Tyranitar and see what we got on this. What did we pay on it? Oh, okay. So we paid about $150 for this. So the one on the internet right now is about the same price as the other ones that we bought. So let's go ahead and acquire this one as well. All right, so we are going to say, so we end up paying about a $9 tax for this. What's interesting about it is that tax is lower than the cost of shipping it out of your vault. So at that point, that's when you just send it straight home. You don't send it to the vault. There's no point. Okay, and then there's no more of these for sale unless you want the Australian one, which means you got to pay Australian import fees. Let me hit refresh. Not too bad of a price for Cubone. You know, it's funny, Knickknacks. I could have sworn that in the past I'd seen that exact same Cubone for the same price. I don't know if I'm remembering it wrong, but I thought every time I've seen that card for sale, he's around $3,000. And so I could be wrong about that, but I don't know what I remember. So this guy right here, he could be a future break. Let's see, we want a target price of about $210 sold on it, which is 5.25 spots. So technically, if we could sell it as a 6-spot break, that would be amazing. That would be hitting our profit margin that we're looking to earn. So this Tyranitar, he's from 2016. He looks glorious. Nice black colors. He's got all that darkness energy, and he's shiny as well. There's a lot going on for this card, and he's in this price range that makes him viable as a break. So that's why we acquire this card. You saw that I acquired an enormous number of these. I'm a big fan. Look at these two beautiful cards. Don't you guys think these cards look great? So these, I'm loving these, and you got to have some inventory. If I don't buy these now, I won't have any inventory in the future because we will burn through all of my other stuff slowly, but we'll burn through it. It's like, it's like wax on a candle. So I always have to pick up something new. So we just picked up this Tyranitar. He's really nice. Beautiful card, isn't it? But you guys have seen this awesome Umbreon. He's a 1 in 17. You don't have to do this. You can just go buy one outright, or you can open up those Terra Festival booster packs. But if you could take a $40 shot at one already graded 10, why not? It's such a good valuation compared to how much money you're going to spend trying to pull this yourself. You're going to spend a lot of money pulling it yourself. And then if you're not looking for RNG products, you just want to buy one outright, well, then you're just not looking for an RNG product. So if you're somebody who likes booster packs or you like taking a shot at something, this is a great valuation. I think that one will finish pretty fast. Actually, it was right next to me. Is it 4 people deep? Let's just double check that. Yeah, 4 people deep. Beatrice, Brandon, Andy, and Chenze Vong. It's funny that it took a while to get the Jigglypuff, which is $10 cheaper, up to 4. And in a heartbeat, this is up to 4. Now, today is Wednesday. What this number really represents is by the end of Friday, this could be halfway done or it could be all the way done. So it could be pretty close. This card, too, a lot of people might not be looking at this one, but this is one of my favorite cards to be breaking for you guys. I would break this over and over and over again. This is that classic Pikachu that reminds us of vintage cards. You know, vintage cards are doing extremely well right now, and he's just a really beautiful style. He's got the same artwork. Obviously, he's like a reprint of the past. But look at this. This looks so much stronger than anything we got from the XY reprint, like XY Evolutions. This is way better than that. And if you think about, you know, if you think about the 25th anniversary Pikachu, there was sort of a reprint of this artwork, but it was like a full art, like they finished the artwork around him. So this is like a true reprint of the original Pikachu, but with sparkling border and a really cool, very tight hollow pattern in the center. So this is a unique Pikachu. He is a reprint, but he is a distinct hollow design. And I think he's going to continue to go up in price, and it's going to surprise people. They're going to be like, oh, Classic Collection was desirable? Yeah, hell yeah, it was desirable. It looks good, and there's nothing truly like it. Again, like you got the XY era Pikachu reprint, but all you get from that is the reverse hollow, and it's kind of an ugly reverse hollow from XY Evolutions. And then also you've got like the 25th anniversary one, and again, he's like a full art. He's not the original like TCG style. So it's a good card. All right, I would gamble on that one going up. I would bet on that one going up if I was a betting man. All right. Oh, holy. Oh, we weren't at the top of my email list. Let me see if we got any orders in the queue. All right. Let's see. Actually, you're a dumbass who are investing in cardboard. One day when a big flood hits your cardboard, ain't poo, but a wet piece of cardboard. Stop being a child and start investing in gold. Okay. Well, actually, I have something. I have a response to that. Here, let me show you something. Mr. Dano Gamer. So he's a gamer. Let me show you something. I do have gold. Look, gold. That's a ½ ounce. I don't know how much that's worth. I think that's like 5,000. This is like 2,500 or something. I don't know what it's worth. Here's a ½ ounce of gold. Here's a 1/10 ounce of gold. Here's another 1/10 ounce of gold. Here's another. No, I don't remember. Is this a ½ ounce? I don't remember what it is. Here's a full ounce of gold. I might have more gold than you. I don't know how much gold you have, but I have a decent chunk of gold sitting right here. This might be more than you have. This guy, he once sold an auction for 8,000 because this isn't just an ounce of gold. It's a collectible piece of gold. It's first day of issue MS70 Queen's Beast Completer coin. And this is a highly desirable, it's a sought after artwork. I just sold 2 of these silver coins in the last month, and they're only MS69. And they're only 2 ounces of silver, by the way, and they sold for $400 a piece. I can prove that. It's in my eBay. So I sold 2 of those in the last month. I still have the silver that my grandfather gave me when I was a child. He gave me this silver when I was a kid, and back then it was worth $5 or $6 an ounce. So I have silver and gold, but I have a lot of Pokemon cards. I really like Pokemon cards, so I do a lot of collecting. I got some Star Wars cards. I got some Lord of the Rings cards. I'm considering keeping a Blue Eyes White. Did I say that? Blue Eyes White Dragon from Yu-Gi-Oh! Mr. Mark J. Valerian was tempting me with it. He said, hey, you want to buy it from me? So maybe. I don't like Pokemon. It's for dumbasses. What? Here we are. You know, if you didn't play the Pokemon games, you probably don't understand why it's going so crazy. But nostalgia is a real thing. People truly have something called nostalgia. And you know, if you look at the sold prices on Pokemon, that nostalgia is out there in full force. People are paying big money for the right card. That's true for baseball. That's true for basketball. It's true for football. There's F1 cards to collect. There's you can collect wrestling cards. You can collect UFC cards. You can collect Charlie Brown. You can collect all kinds of stuff. Pokemon just happens to be a really popular one, so you're seeing these ridiculous prices on it. And I actually received an offer yesterday for one card for $210,000. I had a gentleman offer me $210,000 for this Gyarados. And I think it was a serious offer. I checked his Instagram. He owns 3 more of these. He actually just showed me a 4th one that he just bought. And he said, I'd like to buy yours for $210,000. So I think he was telling the truth. I don't think it was a fake offer. Yeah, so there's a lot of money involved in collectibles. And it's not just Pokemon, it's everything. Everything can be a collectible, but the things that are more emotionally relevant and nostalgic to people goes for more money. That's kind of true for gold too, by the way. Gold has a certain reliable feeling to it, doesn't it? Gold has a reliable feeling to it. It has a historic feeling to it, an ancient Rome kind of feeling to it. And so it's that feeling, that emotion that draws people toward gold. But there's actually a lot of other metals that are more rare than gold, right? Like we know palladium exists, for example. So there's all kinds of metals that have a value that could take the place of gold. People just prefer gold because they're emotionally attached to it. So what makes gold valuable is the same thing that makes this Umbreon valuable, and that's just people's emotions around it. That's it. It's just an emotion. Jonathan Fernandez, Mr. Respond on the Umbreon, and I still have a $40 credit for the Leafeon break. I didn't make it. Can I use that for the Umbreon too? Yes, sir. All right, let me get that for you, Mr. Jonathan. Let's see. Yeah, there's a lot of other materials that could have taken the place of gold, but everyone chose gold because it was, one, pretty, and two, they're emotionally attached to it, to its historical significance. And historical significance, what is that? That's nostalgia, you know? People are saying, oh, yeah, this has been around for a while. I remember this. My grandma had a gold coin. It is, or, oh, look, Benjamin Franklin in gold or something, you know? Here you go, Mr. Jonathan, 2 spots in there. It's how it works, you know? Think of a video game. When you play a video game, you know, video games in the past used to just give you a high score. That's what they used to do. They give you a high score, and that's it. Gold's kind of like that high score. It's like it's true, it's tried, it's been around for a while. Nowadays, when you play a video game, people want something that's aesthetically pleasing. So they give you like a exclusive skin or exclusive colors, or they give you a special weapon that only you get. You know, you get that kind of stuff in a video game when you win. And so that's kind of what's going on in the real world. So gold's still relevant. It's still good. But, you know, it's kind of getting bent over by Pokemon cards. Pokemon cards are going up way faster than gold. And that could reverse one day. But for the last couple years, it's true. Pokemon's been doing better than gold. Actually, for the last 7 years, Pokemon has been doing way better than gold. And the gold has had a very good year this last year. I fell off Pokemon in 2005 when I started playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Actually, I still have my first edition Charizard, PSA 10. You still have your Charizard? Nice, man. All right, let me go ahead and put this up to 6. So this shall say 5 and 6. Now look at that, guys. See how fast this card actually has the ability to move. It's at 6 out of 17. 11 spots left. When Friday comes around, people get their paycheck, and it can move a lot faster at that point. Dana was just talking poo on anime, and now you bring up One Piece. Yu-Gi-Oh! Is better. My nephew has all 3 of that card that you have. I don't know, not a big fan of Pokemon, but he has it in Korean, Japanese, and English. Cool, yeah. People collect Pokemon in lots of different languages, and that's part of what gives it its value, too. So, you know, gold is an international currency. That's why people know it has value. Strangely enough, Pokemon kind of works that way too. People collect Pokemon in China. They collect it in Korea. They collect it in Japan. They collect it in Indonesia. They collect it in Thailand. It's printed in all those languages. And that's because it's such a universally enjoyed brand. That is, it's a story, it's a video game, it's a movie. It's so universally enjoyed that you can collect this one in Japanese, and people don't mind that it's in Japanese. So it has that sort of like cross-cultural, cross-language pulling power to it. And I've been selling Japanese cards for 7 years. They sell, man. They disappear. But you know, there's a market in Japan where they'll buy it from you, even if an American right next to you doesn't want it. A Japanese person might want it. All right, so I told you guys we have a free giveaway that we could start handing out when we get enough likes. Let's go ahead and start giving this card away. Let me hit next. Okay, the keyword was free. Type in free, guys. That's the keyword we need for the giveaway. My nephew has all 3 of that card that you don't have. He has said the Umbreon. Actually, there is a card that I do want. If you happen to have it, I would gladly take it off your hand. That's a rare Pikachu with the Ash card. I really want that. You know, I think I do have an Ash. Look at this. Watch this. Ash and Pikachu. So this is Topps Ash and Pikachu. It might not be the one you're looking for, but this is a vintage Topps Ash and Pikachu. This was printed probably in 1999. Yeah, 1999. It's the Ash Ketchum Topps card. So funny that I had this right next to me. Isn't that cool? So that's one example of an Ash and Pikachu card. I can think of some other ones, like Merlin Stickers has one. I think there's more than one example of an Ash Pikachu card in the Topps series. But the regular Pokemon TCG doesn't actually have that as much. Here, let's start handing out some free spots, guys. All right, so we've got Mr. Big Mer's Collections going in here for free. This is a chance for this card for free. Mer's Collection. Here's number 13. Hydro Cash. Okay, here's Dirty Joe. Yeah, I'd say, you know, when it comes to Pokemon cards, if you really didn't get attached to it when you were real young playing the games, everything going on with Pokemon probably looks like it's insane right now. Like, how can they be worth so much? I feel the same way when I see, like, One Piece cards selling for, like, $20,000 and they were just printed. I mean, it just kind of makes my head spin. But I still relate to it because I understand how addicted I am to a different franchise, also with the card set. So it's like the only way I understand One Piece is because I also, myself, would spend $20,000 on a Pokemon card I really wanted. So that's how I relate to it. I go, okay, yeah, I get that. And, but yeah, you see those One Piece cards, whew, they're selling at unbelievable prices. Although I think One Piece might be slowing down a little bit now. Did you guys notice that? I don't know if it's slowing down, but it feels a little bit like the prices have kind of peaked and they're ready to decline slightly for a while. I sent payment for Fujimi Bunko at 6 that you got off. I'm not sure if you opened it yet. I could be wrong. Hey, what's up, Danny? I tried to show you this. Here it is. Danny of Achidivong. So here it is. And we got a whole box of it for you. And these were the pulls from your box. You got Squirt Gun, Squirt, is that what did I say that right? Squirt Gun? Water Squirt? Squirt Water Gun? Water Gun. There we go. We got Water Gun Girl. She's a squirter. Here, here's some blue-haired maids. And this girl eating ramen, which looks pretty good. So that was a whole box. If you ordered more than a whole box, let me know. But that was your order, I believe. Okay. Gold is used in a lot of things, and it's very important in electronics. True. Gold is used. A very minute amount of gold is used in electronics. I know this because I've watched them extract the gold back out of the electronics. So yes, but it's like a shaving of gold. It's quite small. Gold, I think the real reason it has such a high value is its cultural desire. People say we want gold because it reminds us of, you know, the Aztecs or something like that. It reminds us of ancient Rome, you know. So gold has a lot of historical significance as this like beautiful shiny yellow metal. But there's so many rare metals. And so it could have been any rare metal. It could have been the Reserve Bank's choice. They just chose gold because society is nostalgic for gold. And that's how Pokemon works too. People are nostalgic for Pokemon. So it's kind of similar. There's a lot of rare earth minerals. There's a lot of rare earth metals. But gold is the one that gets treated like a currency because everyone goes, ooh, it makes me feel good. It's a feeling. And Pokemon works on the same, you know, your brain's wired for it. It works on the same, you know, neural pathways as what made gold so valuable. All right. Squirt Gun was her name in college. I think, according to the lore, humans have a history of liking shiny things. Yeah, that's actually a really funny point. We do. Here's Ant's Taco. He's going on the free card. So this is a free Pokemon slab that we're handing out to our loyal friends here this morning. It is a Wednesday morning. You know, I got to say something. I feel like Wednesdays are pretty slow too. Like I've been watching the days go by. Monday, typically pretty busy. Tuesday, there's typically a fall off. Wednesday, it's kind of a fall off as well. And then Thursday, things start to speed up. And then Friday is the heavy day. So I think Tuesday and Wednesday are kind of slow days. I've noticed that over time. Tuesday and Wednesdays tend to be a little bit slower. Then definitely Friday's the busiest day. All right. Speaking of which, let's see if there's any business. Let's see if there's any action. How much is Umbi Gauntlet? The Umbreon break is a $40 break. You get a 1 in 17 odds of pulling Umbreon. You also have this thing called a star spot. If you pull the star, you get moved into a different break of $40. So it's kind of like you never lost your $40. Here's Javier Arroyo, 1 spot in the Umbreon, 1 live custom, and 10 holo shuffles. Those have kind of quietly become some of the most popular things on the menu, the live customs and the Poke Shuffles. I think it's ever since we started doing that thing where you can re-roll a card you don't like, I feel like the desire for the Poke Shuffles, which was already kind of high, Poke Shuffles always did sell pretty well, but once you could re-roll them, I feel like they just went up further. Because now if you get a slab you don't like, you don't have to like beg me to buy it back from you. You can just instantly re-roll it. 10 spots left on Umbreon. He could be done pretty fast. So let's grab that live custom. It's like I'm telling you guys your age group, gold skywalking price is way higher than Pokemon, whatever be right now. If anything, I say it's worth more than silver. Pokemon is not doing better than gold, says Dano Gamer. Dano Gamer, it is just a fact that Pokemon is doing way better than gold. It's also doing better than the stock market. It's doing better than real estate, and it's doing better than crypto. Pokemon prices have appreciated like 400% in the last year. And that's not an exaggeration. Almost every major card went up by 200 to 400%. It's just a really crazy time for Pokemon. No one really even knows why. It's just like, I think it's because we were in sort of like a bear market for a while, and then it kind of flipped, and things are just going nuts. And it seems like there's rich guys getting involved who are going, all right, time to take this thing called Pokemon cards seriously. So you got rich guys with millions of dollars coming in. Sorry, it's a cold one. I think you got rich guys with millions of daddy's money coming in, and they're going, I don't want gold. I want Pokemon. And you got to think about it this way, Mr. Dano. Pokemon's so crazy, it's so popular on social media that I can take a group of cards like this right here, and I can get 60,000 views on Instagram, and that pays money. So just owning the right cards generates you what I call social media dividends, right? So gold doesn't pay dividends. If you make a video out of gold and it does well, that could pay social media dividends. So gold, it has that same potential, but what is actually pulling people's attention? Is it a picture of gold? Not really, but let me show you something. I'm going to show you something. See this little video? This video here just shows off about 5 of my cards, and it's got 70,000 views. That pays, not only does that pay money directly in ad revenue, and not only can I post it across all my social medias, but it builds my brand. It makes people aware that I exist. And if I'm also a merchant, that's a really big deal. So it's kind of like, I talk about it kind of like Lord of the Rings. You know, Lord of the Rings, the guy who owns the ring is all powerful, right? So if you have the right cards, that's like owning the ring, the one true ring in Lord of the Rings. If you have the right card, you've got all the power. So if you got just like a fantastic collection with a good story behind it, people pay attention to that, and that turns into sales. It turns into ad revenue. It turns into influencer opportunities. I get opportunities constantly by platforms that want me to advertise their platform or maybe their product. I get constant opportunities now. Like I get like an email per day now of people who just want me to, hey, I've got a Pokemon card platform. Will you do me an ad campaign, and we'll pay you X amount of money? And I just put those in the trash can bin, of course. But I get like one of those per day now for the Cardconomist, and I still get ad campaigns like daily, the same deal for the Game Economist, and I get free games from Capcom and other game makers. So like a developer will come out with a new game, and I guess I'm just like on some email list, and they'll be like, hey, will you play our game? Here's a free copy of it, and then they give me a code, and here's how to use the code. So I just get free games, but I never play them. Here's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. So you got influence, ad revenue, and the ability to sell. It's a really big deal. And all of that was given to me because I decided to keep and hold my Pokemon cards instead of gold. So gold, goes up in value, but actually Pokemon cards go up in value faster, and they give you more social media power than gold. Because gold's kind of, it's been around. It's not as exciting in a certain way. Here's Gengar. Gold's a little more conservative, right? Wouldn't you agree? It's a little more conservative. It's kind of for boomers. Like old guys always got gold. Your grandpa's got gold. My grandpa's got gold. We pulled a Gengar, but look, it's T9. Oof. All right, let's find out what it is. There's nothing wrong with it. Seriously, I've got some gold. I think it's good to have gold. Oh, we found it right away. Ooh, it's Gengar 9. $30, Mr. Javier. What do you think? Do we re-roll? Or do we keep it? What's good, Anaman, PBRA, and Chad? Hey, what's up, Mr. LaFlame? Can you ask them for a spare Requiem code? I don't know what that is, but I get like Capcom games for free. And then there will be like indie developers. They'll come forward and they'll be like, please play our game and show it off on your YouTube channel, The Game Economist. And here, by the way, here's a free copy of the game. So I get that like all the time. And that channel is dead. I don't even post content to it anymore. So I got to be on some kind of email list. That's got to be it. Or like maybe some kind of like website that helps ad campaigns for video game developers that say, here, we can email all of the, YouTubers who play games who are of a certain, size or something like that. So that's got to be how that works. Keep it. All right. Good choice, actually. I like this Gengar a lot. Mr. Javier. He's real nice. Gold and silver has been used for thousands of years. Without gold and silver, a lot of this tech industry wouldn't exist. Gold and silver is what you want. It's not maybe necessarily true that the tech industry wouldn't exist without gold and silver. They might have just used a different metal. I don't know if that's true. I've never looked that up. We could probably ask AI. Let me see. Do you think other metal types could have replaced gold and silver in technology components, or do you think they're basically essential, like they're irreplaceable? I don't know if it's true or not, so I've never asked this question before, so let's find out, because maybe, here it is. So gold and silver are not completely irreplaceable, but they occupy an unusual position in the periodic table. They combine electrical performance, chemical stability, and manufacturability in a way that few materials match simultaneously. So let's see. Possible substitutes: aluminum, graphene, or carbon nanotubes. And then for gold, the substitutes for gold are palladium, platinum, nickel with protective coatings, and rhodium. Oh, right, rhodium. All right. It's basically saying that they are replaceable, but it's actually cheaper to use gold and silver than other metal components. So that's how we ended up with gold and silver in the technology. But it's saying other metals can do what silver and gold do, but it just costs more money to do that, so they don't want to use it. All right, so here is the trade slab, the Halo sketch slab, and Lucario consignment. Ooh. Silicon is way more important for tech than gold and silver, and silicone is really just sand. Yeah, and I'm sure even if we ran out of sand, we would find what? Probably another replacement. Technology would just be built differently. So, you know, we'd find a way around it. Maybe we'd generate sand. Who knows? All right. We have no orders in the queue. Slow Wednesday. But you know what that means, right? It means we get to finally price these bad boys. Time to get to pricing up some slabs. You ready, guys? Where's my... Here we are. All right. I don't like sand. It's coarse. Here's Psyduck. Here's Melmetal. Look at that Melmetal. It's coarse and rough and irritating. It gets everywhere. Not like here. Oh, man. Here's Thievul. Ooh. And there's Nami. Okay, Nami. I sent on PayPal. It's hump day, mister. You sent on PayPal. Yeah? Oh, it just arrived. Okay, Mr. Evan Shea. What's up, man? So, Evan, you won't have a very long wait time at all. 2 spots of the Umbreon break. 2 spots. You're another guy taking 2 spots. This Umbreon break's going to end, guys. When you see people taking 2 spots, it means it's real popular. All right. Yeah, you know, it's interesting. Nobody collects, like, barrels of oil. Wouldn't that be interesting if people could invest in other sort of, like, commodities rather than just gold and silver? Gold and silver is really good to sell to, like, consumers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Imagine if you could collect other things, like you're collecting, like, rhodium, palladium, and barrels of oil somehow. I don't even know what that looks like. Is that possible to do? I mean, I imagine it is, right? There we go. Oil's this really old stuff extracted from the ground, right? So I'm pretty sure you could just store it somewhere. Unless I'm wrong about that. Maybe exposing it to oxygen changes it or something. So that's 9 out of 17. 8 spots left on Umbreon. No point for me jumping into Umbreon. I know my luck with that one. What? That's the prismatic Japanese Terra Festival. Mister, have you seen those 2024 Pokemaze Halloween clear cards? Pokemaze Halloween clear cards. I think it was a set of 5 with Gengar and Umbreon among them. I don't think I've seen that, Dedizard. You're really old stuff. Yeah, I'm getting older. I'm getting older. I'm turning into... I'll be oil someday. Maybe. Isn't that how it works? All vegetative material eventually becomes oil or something like that? Probably not. But it takes thousands of years or something. Here's Nami. Oh, yeah. So this Nami, we've priced this before. This is expensive. I think. For those One Piece collectors. Let's go get a price on it. We'll all be oil. Yeah, if you just give it enough time. I looked this song that's playing. So this is called Nami 007. Nami Storage 007. 135. Oh, that's from Japan with $27 shipping. All right, so let's do about 170 on this. He refuses to pop out for me. Yeah, I feel you, man. You're not alone, okay? You're not alone. If it's doing that for you, I guarantee you it's doing that for everybody, because it's not like we have unusually bad luck on this table. We have pretty standard luck. And so there's definitely other people who have really suffered. Here's Thievel. We have a, let me show you something that you've probably never seen, Mr. Shahir. You want to see something crazy? Watch this. I'm going to show you something. All right, you see that? Isai, Isai. The last one also says Isai. That's 6 total boxes. That's all of his stuff, and he was chasing an Umbreon when it came out, and he never pulled one. I think he pulled a Sylveon. I'm not sure. But that shows you how much he opened, and he was opening them at a price of $22 a pack. So you actually got them cheap. You got them at like $15 a pack. So yeah, that guy knows pain. I think it was like 22 when it released. It was some, no, maybe it wasn't 22. Maybe it was like 18. Was it 18? I can't remember, actually. We had some ridiculous high price. I hated it. Yeah, that guy opened so much of it. 3 whole boxes worth. Never pulled it. And he just left his boxes over here. Like, he doesn't even want to see them anymore. I think it's sort of like a bad memory almost. I have no other explanation for why he would leave them. He should offer to sell them back to me or something. I'd buy them if he doesn't want them. Holy hell, poor guy. Yeah, so, you know, I watched you do it, but I already watched him do it. You know, one time we had an ETB case, big ETB case, and we opened the whole case, and not even one SIR came out of a sealed case. It was a sealed case, so that's consecutive ETB boxes. Not even one SIR, yes, SIR in English. Not even one SIR came out of the whole case. It was unbelievable. And, you know, I felt like it was so bad that it almost looks like the hit was stolen or something. Like I took it out, or maybe somebody on the line took it out or something. But no, it was just, that's how low the pull rate was. And you know what he did pull? He pulled a ton of those trainer cards, just endless trainer cards. He never stopped pulling them. He pulled tons and tons and tons of the trainers. And so I do believe that the trainers are taking the place of the actual hits. I don't know why they designed it that way. I have my questions. I have my doubts. Like, I wonder if somebody on the line was actually stealing hits like they did with Evolving Skies, because they caught a guy who did that. And if another guy, if they didn't change it and it was still effectively, like, possible to steal, and they didn't really protect it, but the second guy who steals it, who steals from Prismatic, he knows to be sneaky and quiet about it. He might have stolen, like, 100 of those or 1,000 of those, pocketed it all, and now he's just feeding it back to the market real slow. We don't know. But, yeah, we don't know what's going on with this. Just really bizarrely low pull rates. That's all I know. And I was rooting for you the whole time. You know, Miss Sarah Dusenberry actually managed to pull a God Pack before, so we've pulled one before. All right, this is really cheap. This is going to be $18. Okay, $18 Pokemon Go Melmetal. I buy trainers. Damn, if it wasn't for bad luck, he'll have no luck. Yeah. Wait, let me go grab a box of Isai's cards. I want to see them. I want to see some of his cards. So this is just one box, right? This is just one box, right? All right, check this out. So, what's he got in here? Yep, there it is. Airy. He had a little Master Ball Leafeon, but look, it's way off center. Just a bunch of hollows. See, he should donate the hollows or let me buy them from him or something. Get his bags down to size. He doesn't need all those hollows. He's not gonna do anything with them. The hollows in this set aren't even as good because you got Pokeballs, right? So you don't need this hollow oh, that's Japanese actually. Here it is. You don't need this low punny because there'll be a Pokeball and a Master Ball version of the same card. So there. Oh, he did it. So he did actually pull an SIR. Oh wait. Oh, that's Japanese, not Prismatic. Japanese. So these don't count, right? Because the Japanese actually do hand out hits. The Japanese version of the cards do hand out hits. So I guess he's just left these over here. I don't know why he's doing that. He should have graded that Glaceon immediately with tag or something. And what he could have done by now is had it back and sold it and gotten some cash back. But here we go. Here's some English. Look at this. He got a Bunnery, all right. There's Duraludon and Spritzy. Noibat. There we go. Rayfort and Bracius. Yep. And that's all he gets. Here's a little hollow Umbreon, I guess. There you go. So he has the same problem where it's just giving out trainers. It's not giving anything else out. And he gave up. Like, he went super, super, super deep. He kept thinking it was going to turn around, like his luck was going to get better. Like, you know, it's kind of like the sunk cost fallacy. I think that's the term, you know, or 90% of gamblers quit before the big hit. That's the same idea. Well, he just kept going and going and going, never paid off. He just went super deep and lost a lot of money. That's it. Terrible story, by the way, but it's just the truth. And I hated seeing that. All right. Let's see. Make sure these are all sitting nice and easy. Don't want anything falling over. Now, back to it. Let's see about your orders, guys. Mister, there's a common trainer ascended here. It's called PokePad, and it's worth like 10 bucks. So probably don't put it as bulk if you see it. You know, the way I do bulk, I just put it to the side. And if you ask me to grab something, I'll grab it for you. So that's how it works, guys. Obviously, if you get the reverse hollow or hollow version of that card, that's going into your bag automatically, okay? Here's Psyduck. All right, so Psyduck. Psyduck, $1.99. Poor Isai. Guess someone always has it worse than you. Yeah. You saw it. He had like 6 boxes of cards there. Never pulled what he wanted. Here's the craziest part, by the way. Here's the craziest part. That's his second round, those 6 boxes, because he already opened that much and had me ship it to him. And he just, we went through like 12 cases of it, I swear. He just bought case after case after case, never pulled it. Terrible. Terrible. All right, this card is kind of expensive. $45 as a 9? Is that right? Wow, how can this card be so expensive? He must be really desirable. All right. Wow, that's pricey. As a 9? Next up, we got Oscar Resendez. He says $40 Umbreon. You got it, man. Yeah, believe it or not, your odds in the Japanese Umbreon that's already graded 10 is pretty high compared to trying to pull out a Prismatic. And a lot of people don't understand those odds. See, odds of 1 in 17 are pretty good. Your odds of pulling him in Prismatic might be like 1 in 1,000 or something. And then he still has to grade 10 too. So when you compare like 1 in 1,000 to 1 in 17, who knows? You know, it's like AI could probably tell us what your odds of pulling Umbreon out of Prismatic are. Actually, let's ask it, because I don't know how much information it has, but it might have some information. What are your odds of pulling Umbreon SIR, the chase card, out of Prismatic and having it grade PSA 10? And what do you think in total that would cost you to do? So you can have AI analyze this stuff for you. And it's really fascinating how bad the odds actually are and how big the cost is compared to just jumping into a $40 break. This is why everybody's doing mystery packs, because as it turns out, mystery packs are more affordable than pulling the card the natural way. Okay. Look at that. So it says the pull rate is 1 in 1,440 packs. That is the pull rate. So I don't know where it's getting that from, but it's probably getting that from the internet somewhere, from people who have kind of tested it a little bit. And so it says your odds of a PSA is, it's using the total grades and the PSA 10 rate to guess the PSA rate. So it says a 32% chance to pull a copy that becomes a PSA 10. But the real number is much lower, because when people get a Umbreon that cannot grade 10, they don't always grade it at all. Sometimes they just sell it on eBay, and that card just goes into a folder. So the true PSA 10 rate is less than 32%. It's probably closer to like 10%. That's my actual guess. So combined odds, so it does 1 in 1,440 times 0.316. Those are the odds for grading it. So it says statistically you need about, on average, that means standard, 4,500 packs to pull one that grades PSA 10. Holy crap, dude. And if we multiply that by whatever our menu price is, I don't remember, $15 per pack. So you would need to spend about $68,000 with me on average to get one PSA 10 Umbreon. And that just shows you the dismal odds. By the way, so if we take that number, 68,250, and divide it by 40, your odds are 1 in 1,706 compared to 1 in 17 for the same price. So at $40 per chance, at $40 per chance, your odds for pulling it directly out of the product is 1 in 1,706, compared to this little guy, 1 in 17. It's like night and day. It's night and day. And that's why I love hosting the breaks for you guys so much, because I know how bad those odds actually are, because I've done that calculation for a lot of different sets, and it's always that terrifying. And what we could do, now you're right, the Japanese odds are much higher, but look, what we could do, so imagine we hosted a break on this. If you didn't know, let me show you what this would look like, so that you truly understand. Because you're right, you can't compare apples to oranges. What we need is the actual English one. So I'm going to grab an English one on eBay, and I'm going to add a profit margin in. Okay, so I'm going to make a profit selling it, divided by 40. So if we hosted a break on this guy right now, already graded 10. And by the way, all this math kind of, what it kind of reveals is that slabs are maybe a little bit underpriced. So if we hosted a break right now, and I made a full profit compared to any other product on my, menu, because I like to make the same profit margin on everything. I'm making a full profit here. I'm not missing out on any money. $40, 1 in 148. That would be what we're looking for. That's $40, 1 in 148. So compare that again to the odds of opening it out of the pack at a $40 rate. 1,706. Wow. So you have like 10 times the better odds right here, despite it being so low. It's still 10 times better than opening it out of a booster pack. Now, do you see how dismal your odds are? A lot of people don't understand that with booster packs. I open booster packs for people all day long, and I see it in real time. So I know how bad the odds are, because I just feel it. I actually feel it. I constantly hand out big slabs, graded 10 already, at a low price of $40 with the odds of 1 in 17. So I'm constantly handing out good cards like this Umbreon through the breaks, as well as the Poke Shuffles and the live customs. But then I watch people spend thousands on the booster packs and pull almost nothing. And then when we actually go through their cards like a pre-grade, almost none of it grades 10. Like almost none of it. Sometimes none of it. Sometimes 0% is eligible for a 10. So that's very common. And Shahir's kind of experienced that. Shahir, when we actually pre-grade your cards that you pulled out of the prismatics, how many of them are actually eligible for a 10? Almost none. So you can spend thousands opening prismatic, or you can take a $40 shot on this 1 in 48. Yeah, you're going to lose 40 bucks, but you haven't lost thousands of dollars, and you could just go buy one. And so that's what's so fascinating about the hobby and graded cards versus sealed product. Now, there is a big difference here. When you open sealed product, you get a dopamine rush that is unparalleled. And this gives you a dopamine rush too, maybe not as big of a dopamine rush. But per dollar, this is more cost effective than the booster packs. That's a fact. Really interesting subject. Aw, now I get a new sleeve. Yeah, like 20% were eligible for 10s. And never the good ones either, never the ones you want. It's always some stinky card. Never the ones you truly want are eligible for the 10. It's always some stinky card. You're like, man, I don't even care if that one grades 10. All right, let's see. So I've experienced that for 7 years. And I think that our pack breaks are the bee's knees. Not our pack breaks. I think our slab breaks are the bee's knees. Well, I like all of our breaks, but I think that our slab breaks are the bee's knees, and they go by very fast, and it is painful to lose $40. But you know what else is painful? Opening $40 of boosters and just getting a couple hollows and a couple of EXs. And you might pull maybe you even pull a good AR, but then it grades 9. These are always 10, and that's what's so impressive. You've gotten rid of all of the risk of grading. There's no grading fee. And there's no, I need to pull another one and grade it all over again to get a 10. You don't have any of those problems. So it's really an impressive thing. That's why mystery packs are the future. You see a lot of big companies doing it. GameStop did it. Even sporting goods, Dick's Sporting Goods has mystery packs. I can't believe it. But it's because they did the same calculation. They realized the secondhand market can offer a pre-made RNG product called a mystery slab, whatever. And so they realized when they look at the odds of how bad it is to pull those cards versus getting it out of a mystery pack, they said, there's money to make here. That's what they said. And it's true for me too. So I'll take a card like this, I'll put a premium on it, and I'll host a break. And I'll help you guys get this card as a 10, and I'll make some money as the house. And you're still doing better here than if you open up the packs. How crazy is that? But people love the packs. You can't blame them. People love the packs. They're just more fun. It's like nostalgic. It's like the way you're meant to enjoy the hobby. So it's a different thing, But we got Poke Shuffles, live customs, and breaks. And dollar per dollar, it's a better way to obtain your slabs. if you're looking for an RNG product, if you're looking for that RNG experience where you get lucky and pull it. So one guy gets lucky here, and that's a very fun way to acquire a card. All right, so that was Mr. Oscar Resendez going in here. Great conversation. What do you guys think about that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, so 10. This says 10. We got to get this guy up to 10. How many spots left in Roaring Skies? We have, so these are pack splits. They're also an RNG product. What we've done is we found a way to take these big expensive booster packs and break them down into smaller pieces, and this gives more people access to them. This is $14 per card in Roaring Skies. You get one card. This is $70 per card in Sandstorm. You get one card. It's randomly pulled for you, so you're hoping to pull the rares out of there, but you might pull a common. Now we're going to check up and see how many are in the Roaring Skies. Roaring Skies currently has 4 people in it. It needs 6 more. And then the Sandstorm currently has, it should be like 2 people, right? Sandstorm has 2 people in it, and so it needs 7 more people. Both of these are very fun because in the obviously, in the very small chance that you actually do pull something big, it's sort of like, almost like a historic thing for Pokemon. Like, let's say you did pull a reverse holo Umbreon out of here and it did grade 10. Now there's 26 of them in the hobby. So although we just talked about how bad your odds are in booster packs, a lot of glory is had pulling something special out of here and actually getting a 10 on it. So that's why people are still going after that, and they never will stop. It'll keep going. From a social media perspective, booster pack opening has more value than like a break. A break does not have the same social media value. Oh, I got to write 10 on this. Very insightful. That's why I want you to get the clear cards. Haha. Yes, insightful. I have insight because we do this so much. Because I think about it all day. All right. So Mr. Shahir is here, and he says he'll take an Umbreon spot and a pre-grade on the Glaceon. Okay, give me a second. So you got a Glaceon from Sarah a little while ago, and I believe she had me pre-graded already, and it was not a 10. It is. But what I can do for you is show you that, and then I'll pre-grade another card for you as a bonus. So you get 2 cards done, okay? All right, so let's go looking for your cards. What's your favorite Pokemon card? I gotta be honest, my favorite card right now is quickly becoming this Gyarados, because he's such a good memory. He's like this card that I invested in at just the right time. But I've always liked Gyarados. Gyarados was always a big card for me. Big fan of it. Wow, you got a lot of holos here. You got to make me a trade on those holos because I'll put them away, and then your shipping will be so much easier. All right, let's see what we got. Duraludon, Sylveon, Dipplin, Oshawott, Pikachu. You know what I can do with those holos, Shahir? I can like stuff them into like junk packs and stuff like that. So I do have a use for them. I have a use case for them. And it will make me a little bit of money, but it will give me like what I need to make those booster packs in the long run. All right, so here is Glaceon. But you know, for a set like this, the holos have less value because all of the holos show up as Pokeballs and Master Balls as well. But for junk packs, that won't matter. Oh, Tusha here from Sarah. Be mine. Aw, that's so sweet. That was really nice of her. We're lucky to have people like Sarah in our stream. She's so nice. She gave that to you on Valentine. Oh, what is this, a tight sleeve? Hold on. All right, there we go. Not gonna lie, that Red Gyarados is sick. Reminds me of that one Pokemon episode. I've wanted him for so long, and I just didn't buy him because he was like $12,000, and I was like, that's too much. You know, I always felt like that was too much for him. And then I bought him for 19 because I felt the winds of change in the market, and now he's like a $100,000 card. It's just crazy. Just crazy. What a story. Okay, so when we flip this around, he's got great corners and edges, actually. And if I were you, I'd probably just send it out and take the 9 if it gets a 9. But I'm telling you now, I'm pretty sure for PSA, this top to bottom centering is too far off. So I believe that this will be a 9 for centering issues. Same here on the front. It's a lot more obvious on the front. So the front, they will actually punish this card pretty bad for having off centering. And it's just simply top heavy. That's what's going on here. So your card has one major problem, and it's top bottom off centering. So this is a likely 9. I'm going to go ahead and give it the 9 now. I don't even need my tool for this one. It's not borderline enough. It really is just going to get a 9 on centering. Everything else is really good about the card, so I would say this is most likely not an 8. It's most likely accurately a 9. So it's a nice card. Can't believe she gave you that for free, dude. All right, there we go. Scoop that up off the table with the sleeve. Such a nice card. You also don't have to grade it. You can put it in a folder and just admire it without having to spend money on grading it. But, you know, there are people who collect PSA 9s. It's a real thing. All right, let's try to find one other card for you to grade, because we kind of already knew that grade, and I could have just told you that. How about this Oshawott? You know, I hand those Oshawotts out for free. I probably gave you that card for free because you were having a rough round, and I wanted to show you some bonuses. You know, that Oshawott is probably over $100 if it can grade 10. You ready? So let's give the Oshawott a grade. Do you ever consider grading this? All right, we're checking the back. Centering looks fantastic. Look at that. The centering is so good. Easy, easy, easy. The centering is so nice, you could probably send it to BGS on the centering. But let's check the surface. I don't think this can get black label because the surface is not perfect. Yes, you cannot get black label on this. So this is a very high quality card, and it's an easy 10. So this card's going to get rated 10. I would not bother with black label because I suspect it won't get it. All right, there you go. Pretty good. Now go look up the price of that Oshawott on eBay as a 10. It's probably really expensive. So I was just handing out bangers for free. She's very nice. I'll never forget the kindness. Just joined. Is that Umbreon break still going? Yes, sir. It's at 11 out of 17. 6 spots remain. It could be done by the end of today or even by the end of this stream. It could be done. I don't know. We're only 76 minutes in, so there's still time in the stream, you know, for it to end. What the heck? 100K for a Pokemon card? My God, that's insane. Yeah, it is insane, but that's the last sold on that Gyarados. So he did sell for 100K. And then the last sold in auction on Golden was 91,000. So he last sold in auction for 9. So he has a sold price of 100 and a sold price of 91,000. Both of those numbers. There's one for sale on eBay, 300,000. Holy, 300,000. Did we get you in here? Yes, we did, and we updated it to 11. Good. Now we have Mr. Jaded. He says 2 Poke Shuffles, 1 for me and 1 for Miss Alex. Miss Alexis? Alexis was in. Dude, she came in so late, dude. I was like falling asleep. She came in like at 11:40, and she was done with the shipping at like 12:30 a.m. I was like, holy, dude. There we go. And 1, 2. Ready? 2 gold ones. All right. Oh, Miss Alexandria. All right, Miss Alexandria and you. So that will be 2 cold ones, Mr. Jaded. And let's see. We've got Ivan Rodriguez, who says, jump me in the Umbreon. All right, we're going to get Ivan Rodriguez in there. Good luck in there. Ivan, someday we might pull you the hit. We'll see what happens. So you're in there. I'd like to get new people involved in these breaks, you know. I see a lot of familiar faces, but, you know, the breaks will really move a lot more fast, a lot more quickly if we had a lot of new people involved. And that's when they really get fun, is when you pop the break up on the table and it's over like that. It's over real fast. Because we've seen that before. That's really fun when they end like in the same stream that they're started. You got a refund from eBay. Aw, man. That was a cool Mickey Mouse card that I bought. And I guess the guy didn't have it or something. I like those Bubblegum Mickey cards. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Bubblegum Mickey? Bubblegum Mickey Mouse cards. I am a pretty big collector on those. And I've gobbled up a pretty large percentage of that market. And it's because when I look at their total pop counts, not even like, oh, how many 2s or 3s are there? When I look at the total pop count on those cards, is abysmally small. So you can control the Bubblegum Mickey Mouse market pretty fast. So I really like Bubblegum Mickey, and I don't think it's going to go out of relevance. All right, here is an abandoned slab. I know this is abandoned. That's Snorlax 7. This is one of those Merlin stickers. And somebody had this graded, I guess, years ago, and they left it with us. And so it's finally time to take it and get rid of it. Yeah, look at that number on it, 4,000. So this one's a very old one, probably a couple years old. Like 3 to 4 years or 3 years. All right. That is Snorlax 7. You know, he'd make a pretty cool giveaway, too. But if anyone wants to buy him, we'll set him up there for 10 bucks. Okay. And what's this? This really abandoned? This one graded 10. How's this one abandoned? This one says it's been abandoned for 2 years. I might give it a 3rd year as well. Let's see. That one's really nice. So I don't agree with wanting. I don't want the card, but there is a point where you have to assume that they don't want it or they died or something. So this guy was last here on 9/24. 9/24. That's almost 2 years. We're not quite there. We're not quite at 2 years, but we're getting pretty close. Let me check this as well. Yeah, so 9/24 it is. He's still got time to show up and claim this card. I'm going to send it back down, but it's got a date on it. All right, and then what is this? Oh, yeah. Let's see. So this is technically a year old. You know how I know this one's abandoned? Because it's still in John's handwriting. Look, that's John's old handwriting. Mr. Mario. What do you have? Quilava. Oh, that's a Roaring Skies Rayquaza. Ooh, that's kind of nice. Rayquaza VMAX, Prince of Wales, and Pamiat Mercuria. Ooh, that's kind of valuable. So this is from 8/25. Wait, is that accurate? No. I wrote down 8/25. That's my handwriting. Oh, so we've ran into him before. I already pulled these upstairs then, and I said, don't touch this. I think what's going on is my brain saying you need to wait until 8/26 in order to consider this truly abandoned. So this is going to go back down into the M box. Set this over here. Okay, that was my handwriting. Those got to be pretty old to have John's handwriting because he's been gone for like 2 years, hasn't he? John's been gone like 2 years at least. Here's Squirtle. Very nice. I'm pretty sure it's been 2 long years. Maybe 3. I don't even remember. Okay, we got a cute little Squirtle. Am I allowed to pull $40 out of my slab away for another spot on the Umbreon? So that is a discussion we've had before. And the answer is we ultimately decided that was a bad idea. We don't want slab away treated like a bank account. Slab away is a one-way ticket to paying off your item. But I understand the temptation. Here is Nidoran. So these were both abandoned for a really long time. That's Nidoran Reverse Holo from Pokemon 151. I don't even know why it got graded, but here it is. So here are some abandoned TheCardconomist graded cards. We had a whole bunch of these get abandoned around the time John got let go, and they are still here. So we're finally getting rid of them. All right, got any point down Pikachus? I will in the future. I know I sent some out. Those guys are fun, aren't they? Point down Pikachu. I love calling it point down Pikachu because you would just call him old maid, but there already is an old maid Pikachu. Next up, we got Ivan Rodriguez. He says he does want this Snorlax. Very cool. And he says, oh, great. So Hunter Tipton's after that. So let me write this Ivan Rodriguez down. All right. Do you have any Dragon Ball slabs? I might have one somewhere, but it's going to be pretty rare for me to own it. And it's probably not a very good one. So if I could find one, because I have like infinite slabs all over the place, it feels like. But if I could actually find one laying in the pile somewhere, it's not going to be a good one. It's going to be like a junk card. Okay. Was the golden price the sold price or the final price? They had a commission. If it was just the sold price, then you can make an argument it was higher. I think that was the final price, like with the commission. Yeah, I think it was. I think that was with the commission. Here it is. All right. There we go. So that's 13. So that's 13 out of 17. Cool. That's getting pretty close. 4 spots remain. Here's Ivan Rodriguez. He will take this card as well. Here you go, Mr. Ivan. I'm glad to see these get a new home, because they've been with me for a really long time. Nothing wrong with good-looking junk cards. Don't know if I got a bag of slabs. Thought I sent out on shipping. Thought I sent them out on shipping. Well, I mean, yeah. Are you asking that because I showed you a bag? Are you asking me to check? Is that what you're doing? Are you saying, hey, can you check for me? Jacob. I'm not seeing anything here in this box. Here's an abandoned bag. We get abandoned bags too. Abandoned slabs, abandoned bags. Usually abandoned bags are very junky, and usually abandoned slabs are kind of junky too. Just stuff people don't care about. I think our system causes people to decide if they really want to spend $9 to ship what they have out. Like that Nidoran. Maybe they said, I don't even want to ship that Nidoran. Okay, you ready? Here's Mega Deontay. Ooh. It's J-Line. All right. So I don't have Point Down Pikachu, but I've got Deontay. How nice. One Deontay. All right. We're going to say PSA 10, Deontay, 227. My bag should be good, says Joey Albrecht. Good and full of giveaways? Is that what you mean? This is going to say 60. All right. All right. So, I'm going to hit refresh on that. Let's go ahead and grab some more slabs. If you're looking to place an order, we're still open. It's still time to place an order. We've got this Umbreon hitting 13 out of 17. He's the big story right now, I suppose. You know, if you've got a money burning a hole in your pocket, we've got 2 spots left on this Pikachu, too. He's nearly done. Here's this Dark Jolteon. So I believe... No, that was a different Jolteon I'm thinking of. Man, it is tempting to crack this and send this off to PSA to try again, because this is not a cheap card. I'm gonna regrade this, because I know that tag is so harsh on vintage. Crack to PSA. All right, there it is. So we're going to retry with that one. We're not going to leave it up to tag to have the final say. Here's Canary 9. Yeah, they're insanely difficult. Wonder what was wrong with this one. Let's find out. It's Phil Benter. What's up, Phil Benter? How's it going, man? All right, what we got? They're saying... Wow, they're saying there's like 3 problems with it. Look. Surface scuffing. Surface scuffing. Surface scuffing. What? Look at that. On the back of the card, by the O and the E, it says they're scuffing. Let's take a close look. Maybe. Is that on the slab or is it on the card? Very subtle issues on the card here, but that might be on the card. It looks like it could be. That's very subtle. Yeah, maybe they're right. That might be a 9. Let's see. Very interesting. All right. I accept. Let's go ahead and price it up. I see the scuffs. Yeah, I think being able to visually see the issue is important. I wouldn't call them scuffs. What would you call them? It's something else. It's like a water blot almost. A scuff is like a scratch. That's why when they said scuff, I was like, what are you talking about, dude? Because I'm the only one who handled the card. But it looks to be a manufacturing defect. Kind of like if water got on the card. All right, so let's see. We're going to price this as a 9. Canary. 219. So I see one for $37 and a 9. I think that's too high. I don't think anyone's going to buy it for $37. I'm just going to make it $25. All right, so this is under the price of the buy now. Here's Mag Cargo 10. Got a nice 10 on this one. There it is. The reason I wanted to check for the Canary, by the way, is because it's a Japanese modern card. So it's good to know what it was on the card that made it fail, so that if you're pre-grading cards before sending them out, you catch those problems ahead of time. It's kind of like understanding how sensitive the card grading is. Mag Cargo 197. Understanding how sensitive the card grading is. If it's really, really sensitive, Mr. Oscar says he'll snatch it. Here you go, Mr. Oscar. I call them defects. Just drill it. What? So this Mag Cargo is actually a 10, and he's going to cost probably not too much, probably like 50. Oh, there it is, 55. Gonna be a lot of these Mag Cargos, but hey, you know, if you're going to complete the collection, you need them. All right, Mag Cargo. Why did I even grade them? I guess I was just grading everything. So we got to know this one for sure. So look at this. We got this Team Rocket's Mimikyu got a 9. Top to bottom centering, maybe. Let's go ahead and scan it. So we're going to scan this and find out. I sent as well. My finger points. All right, we'll write you down for $25 of store credit. We got to find out what this guy's doing. So this guy, he graded 9 because centering top to bottom on the front was 43.57, which is below the threshold for a 10. On the back, it says there is a ding on the bottom edge. Let's flip that around. I mean, this usual Japanese edge, it's always ragged for some reason, but that's not a ding. It's so subtle. If that causes a 9, then most of the Japanese cards will cause a 9. I somewhat agree on the centering, huh? Look at that centering. Let's look at it. Yeah, I agree on the centering. The centering is off. All right, let's go ahead and price it up. Did you hear about the NBA player scoring 83 points in a game last night? I did not hear about that. Tell me all about it. 83. Mimikyu 205. Man, he must not have been being defended very well. They said, nah, let's not defend this guy. He can just keep scoring. Oh, there's no price for it currently. Let me check sold maybe. Okay, this card last sold for $40 as a 9. 40, huh? Well, there's no more available. What's a 10 of this go for? Does it go for a lot? All right, let's see. How about any Pokemon news? You guys got any Pokemon news for me? Somebody tell me some news. Whoa, this card's like 100. Damn, this card's like $200. Oh, not the Japanese one. Wait, is that the English one? Oh, that's just a really overpriced one. Okay, he's more like $70. He's like a $70 card. Let's go with 30 bucks on this. There it is. Okay, 30 bucks. Ivan Rodriguez. You sent 25. You might be interested in that. I don't know if you are. There it is. Oops. There we go. All right. So now we have a Joey Albrecht order, $760 towards Slab away. Yeah, you better get that Slab away. You're kind of, you got a lot there, man. Okay, so it was ordered in May of 2025. And you need to have it paid off by May of 2026 because we do 1-year slab-aways. The way it works, when it hits a year long, it gets renegotiated, the remaining portion of it. You know that, right, Joey? So what happens is it can either be canceled or it can be renegotiated after 1 year. And that's not good for you because the card got really expensive. So you better, what you ought to do is rush to get as much of it as you can paid down. And if you need to leave any percentage of it unpaid, that gets renegotiated. So the better, the closer you get to 0, the better you are, okay? I'm suspecting you're going to find some money to get that paid, whether you borrow it or make a loan or whatever. That one's definitely worth paying off because what did it do? Like triple in value? That would not be good. Extend for him, please, mister. Be nice to Mr. Joey. Yes. Well, Mr. Joey's been very nice to me, so I don't have any intention of taking the card away, but you will want to wrap that one up. He got a very good deal, okay? I'm not feeling any guilt with Mr. Joey Albrecht. He got it for $8,400, and the same card is now worth $20,000. So he's doing very, very good. So all he got to do is get some money up and finish that one off. So he's not going to have any problems with that. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, he's doing very good on that card. Joseph Beamy. Oh my gosh. He got that Dark Charizard for $8,400. and it's now a $20,000 card. So he's doing very, very, very good. But I want that 3,000 because I got to do stuff with that money, like pay my taxes. What cards that can you show off some Gengar slabs for a future break? Says Evan Promo. Gengars for a future break. I don't know if I have a lot of Gengars laying around for a future break. I mean, I could do a break with the $175 Gengar. Let me show you. Is he in this pile? Ooh, where'd he go? I wonder where he went. Better than crypto, I know. For now, assuming it doesn't come back down in price, but let's say it fell down from 20,000 to like 14,000. And he's still up almost 50%. That is better than crypto. Yeah, it's really wild, actually. Now, there was a time period where crypto was just going ham. By the way, jump in that Lego Pikachu, guys, for 10 bucks. There was a time period where crypto was just going ham. Here we are. Let's see, Dark Rye. Where'd it go? We had a Gengar for 175, the Trick or Trade Gengar. I don't know where he's gone. So yeah, if you were buying Bitcoin, for example, in the past, before it hit that November 2021 high of like 60,000 or whatever it was, 70,000, if you're buying Bitcoin before that point, you're doing very well. But now, Bitcoin since 2021 has not done really well. It's actually quite poor. So if you've been invested in crypto for, let's say just Bitcoin, I'm not going to mess with the other cryptos, but Bitcoin's kind of the leader when it comes to name recognition for crypto, right? So like every boomer and every, average kid knows about Bitcoin. So if you're looking at Bitcoin over 5 years, it has been a horrible investment compared to just about everything. So the crypto guys are feeling it, and hopefully that reverses, I guess. I don't know what happens next. What triggers it to repair, what triggers it to come back. Let's see. And I'm sure there's cryptos that have done well as additionally, but you have to imagine there's also cryptos that have done worse than Bitcoin, and there are some cryptos that totally rug pulled people. But if we look at a really long time period, Bitcoin hit, look at this number, 65,000, and that was in November of 2021, okay? And so that's 65,000. It says up by 28%. And then you let go of that, and it's over here at 70,000.8. And so you haven't really gone up very much over 5 years. At this point, if you sold out, you're a genius. You did extremely well. You like doubled your money. But a lot of people were hodling, and it crashed back down to 70. So in a 5 year span, it has not been good. Is there still time for it to reverse again? Yeah, there's still time. It could probably get back up to 120, in fact. Maybe it's underpriced right now. But it's proven to be just a very volatile product. And I think the reason for that is it always has to be volatile. Because the way people actually make money on crypto is not hodling. The way people make money on crypto is buying in at the bottom, so it's a gamble. Where's the bottom? Oh, I think I've calculated it. And then selling at the top. That's how people make real money in crypto. If you're just holding crypto over the last 5 years, Bitcoin in particular, you didn't really make that much. You might as well have just bought tech stocks. All right, here's Streepy. Although tech stocks, I think tech stocks are slightly down, but they're not down as bad as Bitcoin is. And that could all change. Oh, this Streepy's like an 8.5. Let's just get rid of this guy. Actually, let's make him a giveaway. I'm gonna send him over here. He's gonna be the next giveaway. So here is How Lucha. How many spots on the Umbreon break? Mr. Why is my Dark Tyranitar the same price as the Dark Zard? Do you think that that's gone up too? Does it have a sold price? Do you mean shiny? I think you mean shiny Tyranitar. Let's see. So we're going to go to sold. How many spots on the Umbreon break? There's like 4 spots left now, right? Hold on. Yeah, there's 4 spots on Umbreon. Wow. On March 2nd, Umbreon, Shining Tyranitar sold for 20,000. Wow, that's another card that Joey Albrecht bought from me. And what I did was I turned around and I bought another Shining Tyranitar for myself. So I've still got my 3 Shining Tyranitars. So I guess those are what, 20,000 a piece? That's nuts. I don't know what to think of that either. That seems like a lot. It almost seems unreal, doesn't it? Like, who's got this money? But I guess, you know, if you sold one for $20,000, it'd be you. You've got that money. But here it is. Look at this. Shining Tyranitar. That's my favorite one. I think he's the actual holy grail of Tyranitars. I don't know if there's a better Tyranitar than that in the hobby. And so if there is, you can tell me. But I think that's maybe the most expensive Tyranitar. Let me see. I'm going to look at all Tyranitars real fast. Why is Expedition Reverse Hollow Dragonite less expensive than Hollow? Reverse Hollow has a lower pop. Well, let's see. Yeah, so there is a Tyranitar more expensive than this one. The EX Delta species Tyranitar is for sale. It's pop 20. They want $95,000 for that. I don't know. It's not as nostalgic of a card. I feel like the Shining Tyranitar is cooler. But he wants $95,000 for that, but that's not a sold price. Now, to answer your question, why is Expedition Reverse Hollow Dragonite less expensive than the Hollow? Reverse Hollow has a lower population. Maybe just because it's like a perceived, which one are you meant to pull as the chase card kind of scenario, right? Because I believe there's light packs and heavy packs for that set Expedition. And holographic Dragonite would have been considered a heavy pack. So maybe it's just more exciting to pull them in the holographic format. It's the format rarity. People believe the hollow format is the desirable format, whereas the reverse hollow format is sort of like, that's the backup pull, you know, that's the additional pull. And so I think that's what's going on. But the population for it can be lower, and people are still treating it like it's like this lower format item. I mean, yeah, you might have an argument that it's a good card that you can price really high. Let's see, Expedition Dragonite Reverse. Let's see about it. Let's see, here's a 9. I don't see a 10. Maybe it's graded with a different company. Here's a CGC 10. I don't see a 10 for it at all. Wow. It's a pretty card, isn't it? All right. So, let's jump back to the queue. We got an order from Ivan Rodriguez. He says, Team Rocket Slab. All right, so this is yours. Congratulations, Mr. Ivan. All right. Just bought a spot for that break on your website. It says, Mr. Jesus. Mr. Jesus. What's up, man? Sounds good. All right. If you're brand new, if you've never placed an order for a break before, they're pretty simple. What you're really buying is a $40 booster pack from me that looks like this. And we open them all at the same time. And you're trying to pull this Psyduck out. If you pull this Psyduck, then I trade you the Psyduck for the Umbreon. That's how it works, okay? So that's the, if you've ever, I think most of you guys have seen a break on the channel before. So most people, by the time they decide they want to join, they've actually watched one before. All right, let's jump over here and hit refresh. I still have the CGC 10 Pristine Reverse Dragonite Expedition that I won on a break from you. Oh, that's a great card, man. Yeah, CGC 10 Pristine. The Pristine one, huh? Yeah, that's good. Should be worth quite a bit of money. So here's Mr. Jesus, and he says, oh, that's right. You actually received a bunch of slabs in that messy, that terrible shipment that made it all the way out to you. Did you have any really interesting cards in that submission, in that shipment? I wonder what you have. So $40 to the Sunbreon break. Yes, some people call him Sunbreon. Here it is. You got it. Oh, you've been in our breaks before. You know how this is working. All right, so this is up to 14. I want to be like LaFlame when I grow up. Here we go. Let's grab this. All right. We'll put this here. The real question always, guys, is what happens in the market next? What happens next? What should you do next? I think my strategy is still really simple. I'm just going to keep acquiring cards. I just bought a new card last night. I think I showed you guys. Most of you guys already saw it. Some of you guys might have just joined the stream. I just bought this one right here. Can I click on it? All right, here it is. I just bought this card right here, this Expedition Cubone Reverse. You know, it's funny, the picture doesn't do it justice. Look at that, there were 42 people watching it. And I feel like he's one of the better Cubones in the hobby. There's actually a Cubone I really badly want. It's the XY Cubone from Breakthrough. I think it's the saddest card I've ever seen, but this one's pretty cute too. Here, let's zoom in. Look at that. Sad. All right. But there's a really sad Cubone, and he's from XY Breakthrough, and it's like Cubone at like a one of those carnival ride parks, and there's like a mom holding her baby, and Cubone doesn't have a mom, and he's like sad or something on a bench nearby. He's like, Jesus Christ, dude. So that's got to be one of the saddest possible cards I've ever seen. But I've never seen a 10 come up for sale. So it's like you can't get a 10 of it. All right, what do we got here? You can only get it as a reverse holo. Team Rocket Grunt says, give me the Umbreon. All right, Team Rocket Grunt. Oh, nice. I saw you contemplating that yesterday. Yeah, I was thinking about it. I really shouldn't have bought it because I'm saving up for taxes right now. That's the truth. I am saving up for taxes. But I figured, I was like, here's a card that I definitely do want. And it's probably going to be gone. It had 42 watchers. I thought that $3,000 was probably a little bit underpriced for that card. I think that card could easily sell for like $5K because there's only a reverse holo of it. There's no like regular holo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Kind of like the Psyduck I bought. I bought that Legendary Collection Psyduck. I don't have access to any of my cards right now. They're all locked up because we're in tornado season. I'd have to get them all out. I'd like to check. I can't remember if I have any more of the Fire Red Leaf Green Cubones because I know I did breaks on those, but I think I kept at least one of them. But that was a card to hold too. You shouldn't have sold that either. That was such a great card and it went up in price so much. 2 spots in the Umbreon for Edgar Gonzalez. It's over, guys. Don't try to buy into Umbreon. He's done. Mr. Edgar Gonzalez got the last 2 spots. All right, you got it, man. So that means we're going to spend some time picking out a new break. How do you feel about mid-year cards at CGC 10s versus PSA? I'm open-minded to any CGC card. Actually, the deeper philosophy is I'm open to any card of any grading company, but here's the rule. It has to truly be a 10. So if I can take the card and send it off to PSA and it does turn into a 10, then you're just getting a great card. That's it. Any card, any grading company has to be able to turn into a 10. That's the rule. So that's my philosophy. I think it's a smart philosophy. People who just rule out other companies, you're maybe missing out on opportunities because a lot of the time, PSA brand comes with the premium, whereas maybe like a competing brand or even a small grading company, those come much cheaper. So you get your best deals when you take a risk on a non-PSA slab. So you got to look it over and make sure it would probably pass as a 10. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. All 17 spots are in. So it took, what, 1 stream for this Umbreon to go off. So now we know how people feel about Umbreon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So we got 17 right there. What's up, guys? Hey, what's up, CS Man? How's it going, man? Let's see. Let's start filling these up. We got to fill these up with junk. Let's get these junk in here. Those with the stamps. I'm seeing an uptick of EX era reverse holos getting bought up. Yeah, I showed off a picture. I just sold a Zubat from Rocket Returns that I had previously just bought for $700 like a month ago. I bought it for $700 and I just sold it for $1,500. And I don't know if I agree with all that pricing. I mean, somebody's buying it, I guess, but it just seems like that's too high. I don't know. Maybe it's not. When you think about the pack price and how hard they are to grade. Hold on, this takes forever to load, man. Their app is so slow. Dude, this is mega slow. There it is. Zubat reverse foil sold for $1,550. Purchased like a month ago for like $700. And I only purchased it to flip it because I thought that it was out of alignment with the other cards. And what do you think of that? I mean, it's just a lowly Zubat. And so there's guys out there who are just gobbling up every card. And I don't know. I think it's going to have I think that price could be too much. Like this could be an example of the market overpaying for stuff. But I could be wrong. Maybe it goes much higher than 1.5. It's all you never know until hindsight. But it's just a Zubat. So how can it go for 1.5 thousand? It's just a Zubat. I don't know. Maybe there's a lot more money in the hobby than I realize at this point. But I was glad to see it sell, and I'm going to roll that money over into something else. I rolled it over into this Cubone. Now Cubone's Cubone. He's actually much nicer than Zubat. So 2 Zubats equal 1 Expedition Cubone? I don't think so. That doesn't make sense to me. All right, here it is. Global Works, Philosopher stuff. Let's see. See, it's been best luck on the midterms. What class is it for? Global Works. Ugh. Don't forget the star spot. Let's get that star spot as well, guys. Ooh, look at all that. So there is a star spot. And what is it going to? The manga, I guess? Or the manga Nami? I guess it goes toward manga Nami. We are. Manga Nami is kind of slow moving right now. All right. Now, last time I put a couple Poke cards in there, a couple poker cards. How'd you guys feel about that? Did you like the poker cards? Let's see what we get this time. We got Bisharp, Riolu, and Matang again. I thought we already had a Matang. So somebody's getting a Riolu. That's pretty good. Doo-ba-doo, doo-ba-doo. Doo-doo. All right, there we have it. Let's double count these. We don't want to have a miscount. If it's a miscount, we redo it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. There's 17. And now let's do a count on this. Let's show the names off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So one person is walking away with this Umbreon. How exciting. Manganami going to pop off in a bit like the Psyduck. You never know. You never know. All right, so I like to shuffle the booster packs first. Let's get them shuffled. Let's get them dealt. So the RNG is part of the fun here. We don't know who's going to pull Umbreon. We don't know who's going to pull the Psyduck. Make sure that everybody's got a fair chance. Can you tell him to throw me in the Pikachu? All right. Candy Babe's going in the Poo-Poo-Chew. Research and ID complete. We're now processing your order. Oh. Very nice. We better get some money saved up for PSA submissions because those are going to complete someday, and then it's going to cost a ton of money to pay those off. All right. All right, that's enough. Somebody give me a number. I shuffled it a bunch. How many times are we going to do it? Six. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's Hunter Tipton splitting the deck. And now, time to shuffle these up too. Let's see if I can do this. Ugh. Karis and I finished watching the Walking Dead spinoff between Negan and Maggie. I don't know how I felt about the ending. This ending felt pretty strange. Oops. I feel like they're trying to make Maggie like Negan. And what they've... I guess I shouldn't do spoilers, huh? Who wants spoilers? Anyone want spoilers? You guys watching that at all? If you're not watching it, you won't care. There we go. Oops. Don't forget the star spot. Yes, the star spot. Karis and I are watching it because we have something to watch or we get bored. We're actually working on a video game. Karis and I are. Don't know how serious it is, like how far along we'll get, but we're building a video game, and Karis is fast, man. She's getting stuff made. She's fast, and I'm working more on the art side. Spoil us. I don't care anymore. Give me a number. So it's like this story that takes place in New York, and Maggie and Negan find themselves on opposite ends of like two factions they don't want to be involved with, but they're kind of forced to be involved with it. 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, there we go. All right, you ready? By the end of the show, it kind of feels like Maggie really kind of likes Negan. Here's Javier Arroyo. And Negan's kind of done away with his own family, so he's an available bachelor. Here's Oscar Resendez. And then they had this like really, Oscar Resendez is picking up Matang. All right. They had this really weird like dialogue at the end where they're like, it's more of a monologue. So they're both giving a monologue as the camera pans over like, over the city or whatever. And it's just this really weird monologue where they're talking about life and how difficult it is. And then they have this sort of like poetic ending where they both say like together, but they say it at the same time. So it's both their voices, and it's like super cringe. But it also, I feel like it implies they're intending to put them together as like a couple. Andy Valdez, which of course, Mr. Andy pulling Bisharp. All right, Andy, he gets Bisharp, which is kind of crazy because, the history between those two characters is she really hates the guy. Oh, and the story kind of goes with this arc where she's about to kill him to get her revenge for him having killed her husband, right? Remember, that's the whole problem between the two of them. But there's sort of this twist scene. I guess I won't spoil that part where she kind of changes her feelings about him because she learns more about his motives. And so she hesitates and stops and decides she doesn't want to kill him anymore. And they're sort of like, this is the second time that's happened now in the story. And I think she's kind of had this realization he's not the same guy he used to be, So I do think that she's kind of moved past her history with him. Beatrice Moniz. And now they're like these bad guys or rivals turned friends kind of situation. Beatrice Moniz picking up the star card. Congratulations, Beatrice. So they're sort of like, rivals turned friends. Turned lovers, maybe? Here's Shahir. That's what they're implying, I think. Shahir, it's a miss. Sorry, man. All that talking and it's still a miss, though. Here's Edgar Gonzalez. We were talking about your odds in the actual prismatic, which is just terrible. Edgar, here's the good news, Shahir. You didn't go thousands of dollars on this one product. It's just $40. It's almost like a drop of money compared to that other stuff. Here's Brandon Boutillier. All right, Mr. Brandon. Here's Mr. Edgar Gonzalez. Sorry, man. He went too deep on that one. He was taking a real stab at it. Here's Jonathan Fernandez. Sorry, Jonathan. Oh, wow, we're getting pretty far into here. Let me move this out of my way. I clocked out when the governor storyline ended. Really, you got a lot of content you could watch. Ooh, Jonathan had 2 spots. Oh, but they're both cold. I'm sorry, Jonathan. Isn't that crazy? We do all that shuffling. Your name ends up next to it. Your name. How does that? I guess it's just part of RNG. Here's Evan Shea. He's got 2 cold ones. A cold one, not 2 cold ones. The other guy had 2 cold ones. Here's Jesus Gallegos. He's pulling. Sorry, Mr. Jesus. Here's Team Rocket Grunt. Oh! Look at that. Mint Berry Crunch. You got it. Is he watching? This guy loves these breaks, so it's fun to see him win them. Team Rocket Grunt, I think he exclusively he's just in the breaks. He likes the live customs Poke Shuffles in the breaks. Look at that. Wow. You quit at the governor, like the governor in the early seasons or the governor in the later seasons? Here's Ivan Rodriguez. Because the governor kind of sticks around for a little while. Here's Hunter Tipton. And here's Chent Zeg Vong, who does pick up the maybe more desirable Riolu. All right, Chen Zeg Vong, Riolu. I believe season 4. I guess I meant when the prison arc ended. Okay, so you actually watched the governor die then. Mr. Chen Zeg Vong. Let's see. The show has some really stinky writing sometimes. Like it's overtly, it's a certain kind of writing. I don't want to use the word woke, but basically it goes like super woke. It gets like really weird. Every character is like, it doesn't fit into the story naturally. You're like, how is this character even in this story? All right, here we are. It took a nosedive. Yeah, it took a bit of a nosedive. Let's say Team Rocket Grunt. So he just pulled this for $40. Mr. Team Rocket Grunt, if you need to sell it back for store credit, let me know. There we go. All right, because he's done that before. And we're going to go ahead and mark this up by 1. All right. Yeah, Brandon, that hurts bad. Congrats TRG, good games. 1 in 17. We are. All right. 1 and 2. What is that worth anyways? He's like a $500 or $600 card, somewhere in that range. Might be closer to 600 if you count like taxes. All right. Wow, wow, wow. And Beatrice Monis, she gets moved into the manga. Because I think that's one of... Oh, what is this? I think that's one of the oldest ones. Yeah, here it is. Who's actually in here? Sarah Dusenberry, Zach, NHCC, and Mike Side. Wow. So here's Miss Beatrice. The crazy part, the one was the Eevee Lego. Yeah? That's a cool card. That's a cool, not card. That's a cool product. The Eevee Lego. Let's see. This ticks up to 7 out of 32. So I guess this card is now receiving star spots. Maybe that'll help it along. Maybe we'll get it like halfway done and stop. Those PSA submissions, those were the old price, man. Katie Vargas, Umbreon break, add my store credit. All right, so you said instead of that, move you... Oh, wait. We already spent this, didn't we? We already spent that. Candy Vargas. Now, you said move you into the Pikachu. Do a break on reverse hollow Cubone. Do we have a reverse hollow Cubone? This is going to say 6. Here's 6. All right. We could do a big Charizard break. I mean, it is the rare candy break, so it could be a big one. How about this guy? We were just running into... Wait, where'd he go? Where'd he go? Did I put him in this pile or something? Where'd I put him? I thought we just ran into some Charizards, and I was telling myself, ooh, this is really good, too. I like these as well. Look at this. Forgot about those. So I thought we just had some Charizards. Where'd they go? So we were contemplating a couple cards last night. Flareon, Kabutops. Here's a double Cubone right there. That's a Cubone. I don't know what he's going for anymore. Where do those Charizards go? I had some Charizards. Did they go back into the box, maybe? I don't think they did. Yeah, I put them to the side somewhere. Oh, they went back over there. I see where they are. Okay, give me a second here. So they went over here. Let's find out about these Charizards. That's a good bone card. Yeah, it is. The Kabutops is a little more expensive, but he's good too. I mean, he's first edition fossil vintage. How can you go against that? So this shall be Charizard Neo. Give me a minute. He's really gotten expensive over time. I can't believe I was buying this card so cheap earlier. Wait, let me see what I was buying him for. Give me a minute. Oh my god. I was buying that Charizard, get this, for $350. And then another one for $400 and another one for $400. That's crazy. Yeah, look, see? That was last year in April. Hey, that's like my birthday. I bought that. $350. $400, $400. Wow, that was a great move. Those got way pricier. Whoa, we could do like a 35 spot break on that Charizard. What do you guys think? Is that too high? I don't think so. Let's see. He's a cool... Oh, wait. That is a 9. Hold on, that is a 9. What is the 10? Oh, the 10's so much more expensive. I take it back. I was basing that price off of the 9. So there's the only thing we could do with this Charizard is sell him as a Mega Break. Oh my god. Oh my god. So it looks like we would be wanting around 90 spots for the Charizard. That's wild, dude. What is going on with that Charizard? I can't believe I got him for just $400. Man, you had that one guy in here saying, you know, like, oh, Pokemon's crazy and all. Yeah, it's doing quite a bit better than gold. Look at this. Look at that, man. From $400 in 1 year, it's $3,000. I don't know what to say. I could never have anticipated that. You know, if it went from like 400 to like 600 or 800, okay, I'm still up. I could have never anticipated that it would go from 400 to 3,000. It just makes it makes zero sense. I just cannot believe it. That's crazy, dude. So he has to be, so this card here can no longer be considered for a regular break. He's just too high. And what we're going to do is mark him as too high so that I don't bother considering him anymore. Didn't we host a break on one of these Charizards in the past? I mean, I probably bought him for like 400, and I probably did like a $500 break on him in the past if I had a bet. I have 2 9s. Did you add me to the break? Sorry, I didn't see. Yes, I did. You're spot number 6, 1 spot on the Pikachu. So that'll help me know to avoid that one in the future because we can't afford to do that break until the Mega Break's over. Mega Nidoking, that's probably underpriced right now. How about this Cubone? How's this Cubone moving? Has the Cubone gotten a lot cheaper? Because I feel like the Cubone's probably gotten cheaper. Cubone Chinese, right? All right, so I think I might have overpaid for the Cubone. Oh, yeah. I way overpaid for the Cubones. He's so much cheaper now. He's a cute... Oh, wait. This guy selling it has no feedback, though. Okay. Hold on. No, never mind. Never mind. The guy selling it seems to be a fake account. And it looks like the price on him has stayed about the same. The Cubone would be a solid break. So Cubone's viable. Looks like he would be a 1 in 9. So Cubone is a 1 in 9. That's a lightning break. So he's a lightning break. He's too small, actually. I bought a Japanese Shining Rayquaza PSA 10 for 300. Just sold for 620 in auction. Nothing makes sense anymore. Yeah, it's just a hot time period. Hey, imagine you sold that for 620 and you thought you did really well, and then it goes to 20,000. You get 1 in 9, but probably not. Well, Shining Rayquaza, are you referring to the Shining Legends? That's a cool card, man. I think I own one of those, but I think it's in my vault. I never shipped it home. All right, let's see. Ooh, the Flareon will be kind of pricey. We'll be asking 1 in 19 if you guys want Flareon. All right. And then how about... How about the Kabutops? You know, when we do this research, we should just write on the corner what it would have been, and then next time we look... Okay, so the Cubone has a really cheap one, and then after that cheap one sells, a much more expensive one becomes available, and so I'd rather base my Kabutops off the next one, not the current one for sale. Let's see. How bad is our Kabutops anyways? Why did it grade CGC 10? Should I just be considering a regrade? It's pretty borderline. It looks like it's really well centered with a very tiny white dot on the corner. How did we grade this? I might have bought this as a 9.5 and upgraded it. That might have been how I acquired it. So how's this one on the market look? Okay. It's got some visible problems on the back. God, that is a tough question what to do with this one. So, you know, if I sold the Kabutops, I'm going to tell you what I prefer for him. If we went with the Kabutops, I'm gonna prefer a 1 in 20 on them. But there is one for sale on eBay for $575. So, you know, you wouldn't have to get into that break. You can just go buy the cheaper one. Let's see, what else? What else? Greninja, huh? No, he's too expensive. I think this was this one possible? I can't remember. I think that one was possible, wasn't he? We're supposed to choose a new rare candy break, but I remember it was kind of tough last time too. We're really struggling on which one to offer. $349. So Charizard $349, huh? And this is what, Japanese? All right, let's see. All right, we've got a price. The Charizard's actually pretty solid because he's much cheaper than the other two. He'll end up being 1 in 15 if you guys are interested in the Charizard. We haven't done Charizard in a while, I feel. So he's going to be 1 in 19. He's 1 in 20. He's 1 in 15. So Charizard's better odds. Maybe because he's more recent. We also had this Charizard right here, which is a really interesting card. It's a two-piece card. It's Charizard 8 and Pikachu 8. It's a matching pair of the Ultra Premium Collection Metal Charizard and Metal Pikachu. And that's just so cool, you know? Go with the second place vote that lost to the Umbreon. That could be very fast. Was it Flareon? Do you think it was Flareon that was the second vote? I can't remember. All right, give me a moment. Okay, so Charizard, right? Give me a second. Almost done. Divided by 40. Ooh, so this one's exactly 1 in 20. Is that right? This one's exactly 1 in 20. What you're getting here is both Charizard and Pikachu. I feel like that one could struggle to move because it's so large. It actually might be better off doing individual breaks for just the Charizard and an individual break for just the Pikachu. Oh, wait, are they sequential? Oh, they're sequential. Nah, they got to stay together. They got to stay together for sure. I have the matching 9 that I won from the live customs. Nice. You should get the Vaporeon VMAX for a break, mister. It looks so much better. Let me look at it. Hold on, give me a second. Okay, let's see. Probably this one. He's okay. I think he costs a little more than the Flareon, actually. It just depends on what do you like. Do you like Flareon, Vaporeon, or Jolteon? He's pretty cool. Espeon VMAX in one of your boxes. Is Espeon VMAX in one of my boxes? I think so. I'm not sure actually. What do you like? What do you guys like here? Flareon, Kabutops, Charizard, or Metal Charizard? Do you guys like any of these? Let's see. Any of these getting you excited? Getting you wet in the pants? I'm looking around here. Hard to do these days because you got to get a card in the right price range. Here's Captain Pikachu. It's kind of interesting. From Gem 2, Captain Pikachu. Pretty cool. Kabutops. The metal card in Kabutops. Let's go make a poll. There's only 4 cards up here on the table, so let's go make a poll out of it, all right? You see the odds are 19, 20, 15, and 20. So they're all kind of in a similar price range to each other. And I'm going to go make a poll right now. All right, you ready? Add option, add option. So we'll say Flareon, Kabutops, Shinizard, Metalzard. Metalzard and Pikachu. It's actually 2 cards. All right, so we should have a poll posted. There it is. All right, cool. I see the poll posted. Let's see how you guys vote. I'm not going to give you guys very long to vote on it, so vote now on which break you think is best. You got a couple options. You got this Metal Charizard and Pikachu. Now, you have to think. You're never going to get this in a 10 as a break. It's just way too expensive. It would be a mega break exclusively. So having these as an 8, very respectable. They're in a lot of sleeves, so you can't see how shiny they are, but they're quite shiny. You get both of these, and they're sequential and the same grade. Very solid. If you're looking to collect this card, but you know that you can't spend $15,000 collecting them as 10s or whatever crazy number they probably are now, this is the Shiny Treasures Charizard. And it just looks really nice. It's an alt-art, and it's one of the chase cards from the set. Okay, I think the Shiny Treasures official chase is the Bubble Mew, but that's a pretty solid card overall. And then here's the Kabutops from CGC. He's a true vintage card, first edition. Looks really pretty, and pretty clean on the back. Good centering. I don't even remember how I acquired him, but he's cool. And then here's Flareon. People kind of forget that EV Heroes included these, they were specialty box sets that had these alt-arts that should have been in EV Heroes, but instead they spun them off as promo cards. And so this one, wow, this is so crazy. Look at this. So this is a PSA 10, and it's going to sell at such a great premium. But if you like flip it around, it's terrible. It's got like a bad corner here, off-centering top to bottom. Here's the crazy part between these two cards. This card is in better condition than this card, and yet people will pay the PSA premium for this, and they will expect a lower price on the CGC. How nuts is that? CGC's got an image problem with their CGC Gem Mints, because this is a solid card compared to this Flareon. And I don't know how they get away with that. PSA just gets away with murder, man. Anyways, let's see what you guys chose. So according to this, Shiny Charizard has 43% of the vote. Shiny Charizard it is. And he won by, there were only 23 votes, but like 44% went to Shiny Charizard. So it wasn't even close. You guys strongly prefer the Shiny Charizard. All right, let me go take a look into him, make sure that there were no pricing mistakes, make sure it's all correct. Like I didn't accidentally price him after like the Korean price, which I've done that before. Okay. All right, and let's see. That's the Japanese version. The Gengar won second place, I believe. The Gengar. Oh, the XY Gengar. Well, you know what? If we're doing the Charizard this round, we can have the Gengar up on the table in the next round, okay? This Charizard's a really solid pull anyways. He's the chase pull from Shiny Treasures. So he's a really solid card. All right, I think we have it. Mm-hmm. Give me a minute. So it'll be a total of 15 spots for the Charizard and 1 spot for the Star card. That'll make it a 1 in 16. I would have done that with all those cards, by the way. So we just add the Star spot in as a additional pull. Why do we do that? We do that to keep all of the breaks moving. So like if one of them gets stuck, it gets helped by the Star spot. We don't let any of the breaks remain stuck. All right, there it is. That's the new rare candy. It's actually 1 spot cheaper than the last one. That's kind of nice. Still a really nice card. What if Kabutops shoots up like Kabuto? I think people actually forget that Charizard's in that Shiny Treasures set. Don't you think so? He's kind of overshadowed a little bit by the Mew, the Bubble Mew. But he's still hard to pull and really kind of cool. I mean, it's a shiny Charizard. He's a dark type, too. How cool is that? Dark type Shiny Charizard. Just saw that I won the Umbreon and had to step away from work. How do you feel about it? Pretty good, right? All right. I'm getting worse and worse at drawing the rare candy symbol. How do you do the poll on the stream? It's an option. All right. The real question is, what do you guys think? Do you think I restock this card? I don't know if I should restock it. Is this a liquidate card or a restock card? It is a Charizard from Shiny Treasures. Can you run a Hogwarts house pull and leave it running the entire stream? Hogwarts house pull. That's a great question. To find out how everyone, what the majority share of people, if they're Gryffindor or Slytherin. Yeah, it's always down to just those two, right? Oops, let me back out of this real fast. So let's analyze this card real fast. Here's a cool card. I can't make my mind up on restocking him or not. I'll hold off on restocking him for the moment. Okay, now we've got Miss 6, the Lego and the Lightning Break. You got it, Miss 6. All right, that Pikachu is huge, by the way. The Lego Pikachu is a gigantuar box. That is Pikachu completed, everybody. Completed. Good luck in there. And then the Lego box is only a $10 buy-in, so you guys can buy in really cheap. And if you happen to get pulled, you walk away with the gigantic Pikachu. If you miss, you lost $10. Where'd it go? Where'd the Lego thing pull? Here it is. So this ticks up to 11, by the way. 11 out of 40. Lego Pikachu. I showed it off on the table one time. It's so large, it's hard to show off on the table. And this guy's done. So let's find out who pulled this. All right. Pikachu ending pretty expectedly. Not a surprise. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we got 7 of these. And we're going to need 7 packs. He also had a star spot, right? All right. He also had a star spot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. There you go. Now, you know, if you end up pulling the Nami and you're not a One Piece fan, just sell it back to me. I'll buy it back from you. I always need that that Nami manga. I need it over and over again to host that same break over and over again for manga, for One Piece fans, because Nami is a main character from that show. And she's a female, and she has large breasts. So, and a tiny waist, apparently. Here we are. There you go. All right. Good. And so let's pop these in here and see how this ends. I'm going to keep that Nami card. That's right, Nami Mommy. Vietnami. All right, so we'll start with shuffling. We'll start with shuffling these. That means we need a new lightning break. Wait, what's going off, Nami? No, Pikachu's going off. Nami's going to receive star spots for a little while. We might help her get up to like halfway done, I think. She's a big one. She's a 32 spot break. She's actually one of the biggest breaks on the table, other than the mega break. Maybe we should stop calling it a mega break and just consider it a regular break, because it's like we got all these super high-end slabs. Maybe we should have more than one mega break at a time and not call them mega breaks. Maybe it should just be called Crystal Nido King, you know? And people are still jumping into that because they want it. All right, give me a number. Edwin calls me a scammer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, we'll put that over there. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Everybody's in. You saw the names. All right, here goes. I don't know, Mr. Edwin. All right. At 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Very nice. Walking home from work, there's a big storm coming through Portland, Oregon right now. Very windy and very wet. Very humid, you might say. Give me a number. The King Break. That's right, I'm the Break King. I'm the king of Charizards. I'm the king of Kabutops. 1, Mike's side says 1. All right, there you go. Place that there. By the way, what other moderators other than Mike's side do we have? Here's Chen Vong. Boop. Here's 6. Oh, look at that. Boop. I'm sorry, 6. All right, it was worth a shot. Here, oops, here. I was just mentioning I missed you being in the breaks all the time in the past. You used to win a lot of breaks. Here's Nicholas Pacheco. Boop. That's cold. I'm sorry, Nicholas. Here's Team Rocket Grunt. Tell me Team Rocket Grunt's not going to get both of these. Oh, my God, he did. I knew his odds were good because we were already pretty deep in. So we were past the halfway point. So I knew his odds were like 1 in 3 or 1 in 4 or whatever it is. No way, dude. I didn't even know you were in this break. Wow. All right. Crazy day for Team Rocket Grunt, everybody. Here's Candy Vargas. You're pulling the star card. So, Miss Candy, it's kind of like you haven't missed yet. You're going over into the Nami break now. And here's Beatrice, Miss Beatrice. You've pulled this card. And Mr. Andy. I'm sorry, Andy. Wow, that just shows you that it's possible to do that. You can be in 2 breaks and have some phenomenal luck and pull both. Team Rocket Grunt taking home. Is he here? Is he watching? But will I take the Psyduck? Well, the Psyduck's over. Oh, you mean this Psyduck right here on the table? If you want him, you can take him. If you prefer this Psyduck over the Pikachu. Yo, TRG, LFGO, double up, brother. Dope. Yeah, that's pretty rare, huh? Too bad I can't, like, leave that in the notes on the Psyduck. That'd be interesting. All right. Team Rocket Grunt. LC Psyduck. No, who pulled the LC Psyduck? It was Luke Laurie? It was Luke Laurie, right? Haha, joking. The Pikachu is too valuable. All right. So this is Candy Vargas. I've always said this. The best way to get the Psyduck is to play either the binder break or the jumbo pack break. That's the best way to go after the Psyduck. And we'll encapsulate it for you, too. So, Miss Candy, you're $40. It's still alive. It's over in this manga break. You have pretty low odds of pulling that manga break. It's 1 in 32. But that's actually a reflection of its value as well. So if you do happen to pull Nami manga, you are going to be shitting your... Oh, I shouldn't say bad words. You should be pooping your pants. So it's 8 out of 32. Look at that. You'll be like, holy... It's a big, expensive card, over $1,000 value. I think it's over $1,000, unless it's fluctuated recently. All right, Team Rocket Grunt. He's in a lot of the breaks. He's having a very lucky day today. Congratulations, man. Everyone else is like, damn. I have a feeling, Mr. Team Rocket Grunt, like you're going to be in some of the future breaks, too. I mean, you can't do this well and not want to play again. Here it goes. He's done well in the past before, too. Whoa. We better go ahead and update the Discord server as well. I forgot we got to do that, don't we, for the breaks? We need a moderator who can do that. Is it just Mike's side who's the moderator? It might be time to pick a new moderator. I noticed last night, in last night's stream, it was just me and Mike's side. And we should get like one more mod at least. Let's see, the Breaks History channel. Here it is. We're going to say... let's see. First of all, Umbreon SAR went to Team Rocket Grunt. This occurred before 148 minutes. And number 2, Pikachu Lightning. This also went to Team Rocket Grunt at 148 minutes. Wow. That's just crazy, dude. That's nuts. Mr. Mark J. Valerian says, hey, mister, what I'd like to do with Blue Eyes, I'd like to gift it to you as a thank you for helping me and others. It should complement your collection, even though you're not a fan of Yu-Gi-Oh! Don't forget to grab it. Believe in the heart of the cards. You trying to give up like $1,000? I don't know, bro. I might have to somewhat buy from... I mean, that's a pretty big gift. That might be the biggest gift. Hold on. Blue Eyes... That's one of the biggest gifts on the channel so far. Let's see. I mean, I don't want to turn down a big gift like that, but I feel like I could just pay you for it. Let's see. Here's a 2024 Blue Eyes White Dragon for $700. Here's a 2020 Maximum Gold Blue Eyes for $450. I mean, I could just buy this from you. It's you know, you wanted to offer that, and I was contemplating it because I was saying, what was I saying? I was saying something like, I think I was saying that it would be nice to keep it in the keep it with us since we were the ones who pulled it. Let's go grab it. I'm gonna go show it off real fast. I'll be right back, guys. All right, here we are. I don't know, Mark. Let's see. My birthday is the 21st of March. Let's go ahead and take a look. Yeah, wait. I want a gift. Whoa. Here I am breathing because I had to climb the stairs. Let's go ahead and scan this real fast. All right, let's see. So we're going to scan it. We're going to try and find it a little bit. So the Mint 9 sells for about 60. Okay, let me check sold. It's called, here it is. 2023 Yu-Gi-Oh! LOB Blue Eyes White Dragon 25th Anniversary Edition EN001. And so there he is. He's $60 as a 9. Sometimes 9s are about 4 times less than the 10s. So that would compute a value of about $240 for the 10. I guess maybe that makes sense. It's kind of a reprint modern card. It's about 3 years old. But yeah, what do you think of that? Are you sure you would want to give away about, let's say it's about $240? Because I could just maybe offer to buy this store credit. What if I was to buy it from you for, what's 75% at $240? What if I was to offer you like $180 of store credit on it? Can you swap the slabs around? Yeah, sorry about that. There we go. We got this, a boy and his dog. We got, even Mickey Mouse has a boy and his dog storyline going on. Dark Ride for $19. This one's really good. This one seems like it should just go right into the Poke Shuffles, and it's going in. That's right. You know what? I'm talking about it. Let's not talk about it. Let's do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Such a great card. Dark Duck Trio. He says he's sure. All right. Let's grab this. Mark, you know I'm happily married, right? I can't send you any feet pictures for this. Here's Ian. Oh, wait. I just wrote down the... I'm looking at the other card. Hold on. We got to get the Dark Duck Trio. Here it is, number 206. So we'll write you down as donating $240. That's pretty generous, man. And this is going to be T10. But it also makes me curious, Mark, what are you trying to collect? Because you're a very generous guy. You open a lot of cards, and then you tend to donate what you open. What are you looking to collect into your permanent collection? How can I help you with that, you know? You are? What would make you happy? What would you like to see on the stream? Tossing this over here. I'm like this Scrooge type that can't always I can't always understand people's motivations beyond, you know, like wanting to collect. I'm not a true Scrooge. But you know, it's I don't always appreciate how generous some people are. Some people are extremely generous. I'll go write your name down so it surprises me. Okay, second YouTube channel, Clipworthy, Discord, Cardconomist, Gmail. All right, I'm gonna write you down as doing an additional $240 for giveaway. Can I buy that Doug Trio? He is officially now in the Poke Shuffles, and I'm gonna leave him in there. Okay. Now I'm sure you can buy one off eBay because they're probably about the same price on eBay. But I think he's such a great card, and we got to make sure we put not just the leftover cards into that Poke Shuffle, but the hits. We want hits in there so that people are excited to open those. And that Doug Trio's got to be one of the hits because there's only so many Rocket cards in the Mega Dream set, and it looks so good. What's happening with the blue eyes? Mr. Mark's gifting it to me. So I'm going to say, we're going to say, how about this? From Mark to TCC. And I'll put the date down too. We'll say it's my birthday present because my birthday's coming up too, actually. I turned 37, guys. Ew. I'm getting older, man. We're about to hit 40, man. I turned 37 April 3rd. So that's about less than a month away. Forever young. I want to be forever young. Think people listen to that song and get sad. All right. Thank you so much, Mark. What a nice stream. Because I'm evil. I wanted to cop. Wait, my Mickey Mouse slab is worth 1,000. I'm sure I have one. That one I got from you earlier. What grade was mine? You got this, the Watch It's a Snap card. So this is my favorite bubblegum Mickey Mouse card. I talk about it a lot. It's Mickey and Pluto, and they're taking a selfie, but they're taking a selfie in 1935. And the selfie in this case is done with an old 1935 camera. It's really remarkable. That is some Americana. That's some vintage history kind of stuff right there. Look at that. So even before cell phones, they had the concept already of a selfie. And I think that's hilarious. I love the little house in the background with the chimney back then too, by the way. In 1935, they really did probably heat their homes with just a wood-burning stove. That was probably pretty common still in 1935. And yeah, it's just a Mickey and Pluto, a boy and his dog, with taking a selfie together. Watch, it's a snap. I love it. I love everything about it. So this is one of my favorite bubblegum Mickey Mouse cards, and this one's for 1,000. But to be honest with you, one day this will be for sale on eBay for 10,000 because it's from 1935, and no one has the imagination for that because it's hard to believe because your brain adapts to the price very rapidly. So, you know, you see it for cheap somewhere and you think, oh, that's just a junky cheap card. Dude, this is a piece of history. And it's a brand, too. It's the Disney brand. Pluto and Mickey is Disney. So I really appreciate this card. And I'm kind of a holder of some Disney cards. I usually don't buy any modern Disney at all. Just the super old Disney. I got the Junkosa cards. There's a gentleman who's made me a $20,000 offer on Junkosa Mickey, the complete collection, which is pretty good because I bought my collection for $10,000. So he's basically offering to double the value. But I'm probably just going to turn him down. But I was negotiating the price with him because I wanted to see how high he was going to go. So he said he's selling a home, and when it's sold, he'll take it for 20. And, you know, by the time he reaches out, I'm probably just going to be like, I appreciate it, but I'm just keeping these bad boys. You guys have seen that, right? The Junkosa. I've shown it off a couple times. Oh, my Mickey and Pluto is different. I think you have the Let It Be, right? You have Let It Be. I can't remember. I vaguely remember you wanted one. You should, if you're a big Disney fan, Alex, you're the one who should be collecting these because I'm not even the biggest Disney fan, but I've got a sharp eye for value. You show me 1935 Disney Mickey Mouse, and I go, cha-ching. My eyes just see money. All right, Team Rocket Grunt, 2 Phantasmal Flames, and shipping on my bag in the slabs. Can you make sure to include my SIR Espeon from consignment and my Pikachu? Yes, sir. So you're saying you got an Espeon down here. Is that right? Let's go find it. Okay, throw that away. Where's my feet pics? Where are your feet pics? That's a good question. We are? Let's see. Yeah, Mark giving away some $240 Blue Eyes White Dragon over here. Jesus, dude. That's very nice. We are? Aha. So now you shall be remembered as Mark the Nice. Let's put this over here. And We'll put this over here. Okay, so check this out. We got that writing on the back of it, so we'll always know who it came from. So this is Team Rocket Grunt's Espeon. I'm going to go mark the Espeon as sold or gone. Gone's going to be probably the words. We'll just say it's gone. Espeon. So now we shall say Espeon gone. All right, Espeon's going back to Mr. Team Rocket Grunt. He's excited to get those 2 cards in, huh? Dude, you did so well. I mean, Pikachu and Umbreon at the same time. What the hell? Also, that means now we have to, look at that. Look, these are Team Rocket Grunts now. It is? All right. So it means now we've got to pick a new lightning break, too. How about those Cubones? The Cubones are pretty cool. They're an exclusive Chinese card. I think I just put it down in the box. That Cubone right there could be a 1 in 9. It is Team Rocket Grunt. Let's get his label. I have the Mickey Gold coins and Mickey dollars. I see. Are those official authentic product though? You gotta be careful with that stuff because sometimes it's just like Chinese knockoff stuff. Or like it's not like that meaningful of a collectible. I think the bubblegum cards are very meaningful. They're not modernly made. They're like a piece of history. I love it. There was more from the message. Oh, let me read more of it. I'm sorry. I might have missed it. Hold on. Let me read it. Okay, so he says, would you be putting the Umbreon on consignment for 80, if not just including the shipping? Well, let's see what 80% would be, and then let's just raise his price. Would you do that? Because I bet he would still sell. Watch this. So you want a little better than 75, but I got to earn... I do the 75% because I'm trying to earn a 25% profit margin on anything I sell, right? And that's just a simplified way for me to understand that I am making money when something sells. And so let's go look at this cheapest buy now price, right? So let's take a look. Let's see, 217. So Umbreon 217. Come on now. My God. All right, let's see. All right, so the cheapest one, not the Korean ones. We want the Japanese one. We're going to get a realistic price here. Japanese. Korean. Ah, here we are. Here we are. So the cheapest one is $520 according to this. All right. Good. So we like to use cheapest buy now as a simple way to price a card. And so you would be looking to make about $416 in what, store credit? Is that right? All right. Really wouldn't have to raise the price by much. Look at DMs. You can't show, but look what I sent. You know, if you're just looking to do 416 on it, which is 80%, I might be open-minded to just snatching it back right now because I sold it on a premium already. The break was on a premium. Looks like this. There it is. You can't show, but look what I sent. Mister, the FBI just released a statement warning all California police that Iran has issued a drone attack on the West Coast. Really? Dude, that's dumb as hell, bro. Look at DMs you can't show, but look what I said. All right, let me look at this again. Give me a second. Wait, it's not keeping the Umbi? Oh, you really like interior decorating, Alex. You know, that's a skill. I don't do that at all. I'm terrible at it. Yeah, so like you put together a nice little collection, and I just don't do that at all. I don't do that. I have like no skill. I dress like a hobo. I have no skill at that. All right, you've got your deal, Mr. Team Rocket Grunt. That's 80% of the cheapest buy now on eBay, which was $520. You have $416 right there. All right. And now I'm going to hit print postage. Here we are. Yes, it's mine and hers collection from our childhood. Oh, that's very cool, man. Oops. All right. Put that back in there. I do that with all my collection. By the way, if you guys are the person who pulls any of these breaks, you can make a similar offer with me. Let me show you. So let's take a look at some of these breaks. So let's say you pull this Jigglypuff. Come back and make an offer because I might accept it. I might be very interested in that Jigglypuff, in fact. Never mind. Just ship it with my bag. I wanted to get paid out. Forgot you did 75 on store credit for the misunderstanding. We just did 80. So Team Rocket Grunt, we just did the 80% that you asked for. I can still ship it out, but if you wanted the 80, this is it right here. It's really not a big difference from 75 to tell you the truth. So, but if you just want the Umbreon because you think it's a good card, I can also just ship it to you. So this is actually 80%. So I'll let you, sounds like you're on the line on it. So you make a choice real fast, okay? I think he wanted cash, not store credit. Oh, I see what you're saying. So you would like $416 cash, huh? That's tougher now. Let me think about it for a second. Would you do $400 even with the card? Just a slight difference. It's about $16 cheaper. Oof, Ivan. But is that store credit or cash? That's store credit. But, you know, it's I'd do $400 right now if you're interested in cash right now. You make all your money back and profit. I do that with all my collection. Oh, my gosh. I was one after him on the card. Ask for 420. Oh, you're funny, dude. Mike's side. 400 works for me. All right, let's do that. Okay. So we'll have it be cash, and it will just be a difference of about $16. All right, let's jump in here. Obviously, store credit's pretty nice because all that money just gets put back into the business. And, of course, what is there? At least a 25%, profit margin baked into a lot of these cards for sale. So I'm always a big fan of store credit. But, I think that Umbreon showed that it has the potential to sell on a premium anyways. So it should be all right. Let me grab your email. Just means I'm restocking that particular card, but I don't need to restock it because I already have multiples of that card. Okay, I got your PayPal email. I'm restocking it when the market's very high. That's a risky move, you know. Good time to sell, actually. Oops, come on now. So we're going to send you some money. Wow, can you look at that, guys? It's already 2 p.m. Unbelievable how fast the time moves. I just can't believe that. So I should be able to send it to your friends and family if your account allows that. Because it's already over here with me. Ah, it doesn't allow it. How crappy is that? I tell you what, I'm going to be nice, Mr. Team Rocket Grunt. I'll do $405 to cover those PayPal fees for you. How does that sound? All right. Don't you hate that? All right, you got $405, Team Rocket Grunt. So we still have this Jigglypuff, by the way. This is a great card. And what did we pick for the replacement for the other card? Here it is. So here is another break to join. It's this beautiful Charizard. He's a 1 in 16. So we got Jigglypuff and we got Charizard running right now. We better throw this away so I don't accidentally give Team Rocket Grunt $400 of store credit. Because I'm that dumb that I'll forget. I really would. We're also going to tell Miss Alexis to look for anything that says TRG. Okay, so that she knows. She knows to look for any slabs that say TRG on the back. Thanks for the PayPal fees. Don't forget my 2 Phantasmals. Oh, let's get those 2 Phantasmals as well. You are correct. All right, so a chance to pull the Mega Charizard. Not a high chance, but a chance. Let's see what happens. Got to take a shot, right? Big fan of that Mickey Mouse. If you guys ever want me to host another Mickey Mouse break, Bubblegum Mickey Mouse. We hosted a big Bubblegum Mickey Mouse break not too long ago. Really cute card. But that Watch It's a Snap is easily one of my favorites. Some cards are my favorites. Like, I like any of the cards that really feature Mickey and Minnie in a nice way. I also like the one where Mickey Mouse is fishing and is called The Line is Busy. And then you've got this one that I'm a big fan of. where it's watch it's a snap, and that's actually my favorite one from the bubblegum collection. I think it's one of the best looking cards from the entire bubblegum collection. But I have seen, I did sell a really expensive bubblegum Mickey Mouse card for like $2,000 to a guy, and it was card number 1. So that was another one I sold for like $2,000. Okay, we have Cody Sabering, 5 to English, OP 14. So we're wrapping up here, guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Picked up some 1995 X-Men packs. Nice. What's the lightning round? We currently don't have one, but I have a card in mind. This Cubone alternative art from China, where it's a Chinese exclusive. That would make a great lightning break right here. 6 might be interested in this one too. She got into the Pikachu, but here it is. Looks like the card will be 1 in 9. That makes it a 1 in 10 if we include a star spot, which we always do on these little breaks. So he'll be a 1 in 10 probably. Here it is. But I don't know, maybe just be a 1 in 9. Let him go fast. I like that difference between a 9 and a 10. I feel like by the time you hit 10, it doesn't feel like a lightning break anymore. So I don't know. Maybe we stick with just a 1 in 9. Here's Mihawk. It's Mihawk. All right, and here's 2 hollows. And here's... Oh, I thought that looked like a manga for a second. Here's Don Quixote do Flamingo. Boop. I don't remember his storyline. He was a bad guy, and I don't remember what was his evil thing that he wanted to do. All right, and here's Foxy. All right, very nice. Thank you so much, Mr. Cody. Did you already have a bag, Cody? I do remember you making a purchase not too long ago, but I don't remember if you had a bag. One Piece Season 2 is out. Yeah, I saw that pop up on Netflix after we were done watching The Walking Dead, so we might have to watch that next. It's nice when there's plenty of content, you know, when you're not out of content. All right, we got you taken care of, Mr. Cody. Have a nice Wednesday. Thanks for the big order. Let's see, Mickey Mouse. Mr. Ivan's showing me a Mickey Mouse card. Yeah, that's really cute, isn't it? But, you know, that card, so Ivan, that card doesn't show Minnie Mouse. I'm sorry, it doesn't have Mickey on it at all. So that one only has Minnie and Pluto. So the question is that one really valuable? Because I feel like Mickey Mouse is kind of the star, you know? Okay, we're going to hit refresh on the website. I think we're good. I think we're out of orders. And what time is it? It's exactly 2 o'clock. So let me go ahead and set this guy up right now for you guys so we have him ready for the next stream. It is going to be Cubone. That's Chinese Cubone. He's an exclusive artwork. No English or Japanese or Korean equivalent. It's in one language, Chinese. And I can almost guarantee you what's special about these Chinese exclusives, especially good-looking one like this one, is there simply won't be enough of them. There just won't be enough because everyone in every region will want to have one, but they only printed it in one language. There it is. So that's going to be a 41 and 9. That's the new lightning break. He might be over in a flash. There's no star spot for this one. And I'm deciding to do that so that we don't hit 1 in 10 because I think that just doesn't look as fun. I think 1 in 9 is sexier than 1 in 10. All right, there it is. So what do we got going on? We got Jigglypuff, 4 out of 10, $30 buy-in. We got Cubone, 1 in 9, and then we got Shiny Charizard. It's crazy how fast the breaks can suddenly move. Also, Lego ticked up to 11 out of 40. Still a long way to go. $10 to buy in there. Jump in there if you guys want to have some fun with the Lego box. Yeah, even if you don't want the Pikachu, you could sell them back to me maybe. We just run them again. What system or software do you use for your inventory and why? There's no system for the inventory at all. I just write things down on a notepad. All right, thank you guys. I will see you tonight for the evening stream. I hope you're there. If you want to make sure you don't miss that, you got to smash subscribe because then YouTube will let you know that I've gone live. Thank you, everybody. Have a nice night.